Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 46 of The Film is Okie Dokie, the show where every other week I, Tommy, sit down with CJ, that's you, and we watch a film and figure out whether or not it is okie dokie. Today we are watching Toy Story 4, but first, CJ, how have you been?
Ooh, life is full of surprises.
Yeah? What was today's surprise? Broccoli at lunch?
Well, no, it's more of a general series of surprises, you know?
Okay.
I've been very busy because I'm going out of town next week.
Nice. Where are you going?
New Hampshire for a week.
Oh, the classic.
Yeah. So, you know how that is.
I actually don't. I've never been to New Hampshire.
You've never been to New Hampshire?
No.
I don't know that you're missing too much. And I'm not trying to,
yuck the yums of the New Hampshirites?
Yeah. I'm not trying to... What did you say? Yuck somebody's yum?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do that. So, just like it is for some people, it is not for me. How about that?
What about New Hampshire, other than the racist pet stores that you went to, of course? What about New Hampshire is not for you?
It's a little too, at least that part of New Hampshire is a little small. Like, it feels like you are in a Hallmark Christmas movie. It almost feels like, especially in the winter, it feels like you're living in a snow globe. And I don't
that doesn't
necessarily
sound too bad to me.
I don't mean a complimentary. It's interesting, I guess, to say the least. But like I said, it's not the worst. But like after a week there, it's like, okay, you've been to all the restaurants. There's not a lot of places to stay. So you're kind of going through that, where you're like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? There's not a lot of options. The options that are available are not great. And then it's like, for free time after work, your options are you can continue to work, or you can go out to dinner, and that's it. Like, there really just isn't a lot to do in town. And like, I think I told you last Christmas.
Right, when you gave me your heart.
Yeah, and the very next day you threw it away. Yeah.
I gave it away.
Yeah. So last Christmas, my colleagues wanted to go to Target. They wanted to, because we had the Christmas party at night, and they wanted to go to Target in the afternoon, which is fine. So I drove everybody to Target, and it was an hour there and an hour back.
You gotta stop volunteering to drive people hour-plus distances.
I mean, the alternative was just not going at that point.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Not driving for 2 hours for a Target trip, I'm in.
Yeah, but again, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna sit in the hotel room the whole time?
Sounds better than sitting in a car for 2 hours, yeah.
I mean, again, there's not a lot to do. At least talking with your colleagues is something.
Yeah, go for a hike with them.
No, see, that's one of the other things that you can do when you're there, and I think that that's a trap.
Why is hiking a trap?
Okay. We've talked about your upcoming nuptials, right?
That I'm getting married? Correct.
Yes. Okay. You invited me to your bachelor party.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying this like kind of leading question wise, because I'm not trying to say things I don't know that you want me to say. But
wow, okay, hold on. I'm cutting that question that you just asked. Jeez, CJ.
Wow, fuck you. You know what? You probably will cut some like random thing and insert that in later, because that's the kind of person you are.
Maybe.
Yeah,
We'll see.
maybe. Yeah. So, like, you can go hiking, right? And so, like,
on
one of the
my
things,
bachelor trip, or just in general,
you can
go
go
hiking?
you can go hiking in New Hampshire when you're there.
Right.
One of the things that you told me might happen is, oh, we might go hiking, right? A hiking we may go.
Yeah.
And just to keep it real, I am in A shape. I am not in hiking shape. So ever since you told me that there could potentially be a hike, it's been one of my greatest motivators to lose weight. Because I don't want to be gassed out there. You know? It feels bad when you're with people you don't know, and you're the reason that everybody has to stop and take a break that they don't feel like they need to take a break for. It's like, we're stopped. Why are we stopped? That CJ guy, it's just, he's winded again. I feel like Chris Farley at the end.
Dirt.
Yeah, his weird dirt obsession. He wiped his ass with poison oak like he's a fucking like a 90s had never been in the woods in his life idiot. So, you know, like there's pieces to this. So I'm like, okay, well, we don't want that, right? We don't want that. So the idea of going on like hikes in the summer at night after working all day is like, why would I ever do that?
Likely would also be mosquito o'clock.
Yeah, and that's people think, oh, New Hampshire, it's the north. There's no skeeters. Oh, there's skeeters. You bet your fucking bippy. They're out there, man. They're biting. Okay? They're out there. People don't understand. Just because it's north doesn't mean that there's no skeeters.
I didn't think that I didn't know that was a thing people believed, that there weren't mosquitoes in the north.
People think that the north isn't muggy and the north isn't buggy and the north isn't, whatever. It gets humid up here.
Very humid.
Yeah, I'm saying.
So, okay, going back. So, this New Hampshire trip is a surprise? You said you had a series of surprises? And you said New Hampshire trip is coming up?
So, no, we got details on where the actual, company retreat thing was going to be. And, the actual location. And we got photos. And I looked at everything and was like, this looks a little silly. This looks like a weird place. So, it's an Airbnb that you can rent for the day. It has a pickleball court. It's a quarry that's been filled in, so with water. So there's you can go kayaking, you can go swimming. There's options on what you can do at this establishment, right? And we're gonna have the run of the place for the length of time that we're there. The part that I find interesting, in particular, is there's no bathroom. And this is a house that you could rent, Tommy. You could go rent this Airbnb to, stay in for, an extended period of time. I'm actually going to see.
Sorry, let me make sure I'm understanding correctly. You and all of your coworkers are staying at an Airbnb together, and the Airbnb does not have a single bathroom.
Yeah, hang on. I'm going to send you the listing. Hang on. I sent you the link. You have the link?
Yeah.
Don't open it yet.
Okay, I have it in a tab, but I've not looked at it.
We all voted this year on what we wanted out of our company retreat day.
Okay.
So previous years, we had gone to, a golfing range.
A driving range?
It's like a driving range, but it was up the side of a mountain. And there were things that you could try hitting. It was that, and it was a concert venue. And we basically just had a big field to run around in with a little bar that was open bar and a little snack hut that made food. Okay. And it's hot and there was no shade and whatever. So we all basically were we need places to sit and we need shade. Like, these are the things that these are non-negotiables that we need going forward. So they're like, heard. We hear you loud and clear. So they gave us 4 options, okay? And we got to vote. One of them was described to us as a lake, okay? Like literally lakeside, lake house, lake water, kayaking, all that jazz, right? One of them, hiking opportunities, right? One of them was described to us as lots of marble features, a pool, lots of shade, some indoors, right? Some places to get out of the heat, right? One of them was described to us as a indoor escape room and like theme, not a theme park, but like an activity park, right?
I'm sorry, you would be staying in an escape room?
It's not an escape. It's not a stay. We're going to go there for the day.
Okay.
But this is a place that's on Airbnb, as you can confirm.
The one you sent me?
The one I sent you, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the 4th place was a place that you could go. This one was 2 hours away from the office. And that one was a boardwalk with like boardwalk style games. Like the ring toss and bumper cars and all this stuff. Okay? So I voted for the one that was inside because, you know, it's hot up there. I was in the minority. That's fine. Most people overwhelmingly voted for the pool one with the marble features, that an estate, as it was called to us, that we would have our run-of-the-mill for the whole day, okay? That one by a landslide. Would you mind now opening the link I sent you, and without saying the address or anything, would you mind describing to the people what you're seeing?
All right. I'm seeing a beautiful lake with a oh wow. It's this little, okay, this is, sorry, is the whole company staying here?
The whole company will be visiting for the day. We're going to get there around noon and we're going to leave at 5.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see where this is going. Okay. So Airbnb has a photo tour. So I clicked to see all photos and I'm looking at the exterior. It's like a small lake house, but it's on this lake. It looks like it's pretty private, this lake. You know, there's a pier you can swim out to. It's really nice looking. There's a lot of outdoor amenities, it looks like, some built up bridges, some statues. Looking really nice in this like additional photo section. A lot of history. There's a nice little roundhouse section. I'm looking at the living room. So like for the photo tour, it divides it into rooms, right? So there's living room and it's this nice roundhouse and there's kitchenettes and it's it's a small kitchen. It'll work in a pinch for a company outing. There's a dining area, which is just outside with a ceiling fan underneath like a, it's not really a gazebo. It's just kind of like an awning. There's a bedroom that has about 1.5 feet on each side of the bed before the walls. And then the half bathroom. It's a picture of a porta potty.
Yes. There is no indoor plumbing at this place. And I don't understand. I don't understand.
I'm looking, I without giving away too much info from the listing. Yeah, this is like definitely intended to be like a camping adjacent place to stay.
Yes, very much so. But I will say this. It made sense to me that the previous place, which was the golfing range and concert venue, didn't have bathrooms. That made sense, okay? They just had 12, 15 porta potties. My issue is that they're in the sun. There's nowhere to put them in the shade, so they're just in the sun. So after like 11 o'clock, it was impossible to use them. They were like, it was like you were just gonna die if you went in there, right? And like,
don't go in the porta potty, you're gonna die.
There was one guy who came out of the porta potty the second year, and he literally I give him a little bit of credit for this. He came up to everyone and said, "Do not go into the third one on the left." I had a normal movement, but because it's been sunbaking, you will die. So please don't go in there. And he gave that advice to a lot of people. So, respect, right? It's not like you want to admit that you just, like, blew up a toilet. But,
that
good on
the
him.
Curiosity gets the best of me then. Now I want to go look.
I don't.
So that I can then shame him in the office environment.
I don't. I had to use one of them one time. It was like, and like, as, how do I say this? As people who wield the power of the penis, right? As penis wielding
Not where
individuals.
I thought that sentence was going.
As penis wielding individuals. Porta potty and pee, not a big deal. I can't smell anyway, so it's not even a thing. But trying to do your business, in a porta potty, that's a whole other kettle of fish. That's like that's like a get on your knees and start praying to whatever God, floats your boat kind of proposition. That's not for the faint of heart. So, it catches up with you. So all I'm saying is, I feel like they need, and it'll be a very thoughtful day. It'll be a fun day. Everybody basically is like, who is going to be the person that uses the pool? I think all the ladies are like, we are not getting in swimsuits in front of each other because that's going to be really awkward. Again, can't blame them. I'm not getting in the water. Ain't nobody trying to see, my back scar. So...
Well, I was going to say, if you're going to be there for just the day, right? It's just one day. You guys are not spending the night here.
Yeah, we're leaving at 5.
I don't see a big deal about being here at this place with just the one porta potty. I mean, you have the lake right there. It is a bathroom.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You're fishing, okay? In the context of your fishing.
Okay.
You're fishing in a boat.
Okay.
Okay. Say you have to take a leak.
I have to pee, sure.
Yep.
This is not a foreign thing to me, needing to pee.
Yeah. Peeing into the lake, thumbs up or thumbs down.
Are there other people around? Like, if there's boats
somebody
driving by
else in the boat with you, but you're not, like, peeing in somebody's face, okay? Like, there's, like, a reasonable amount of seclusion.
So I've been in this exact circumstance before. I've done a lot of fishing out on lakes and whatnot, and yeah, I'll pee off the edge of a boat as long as there's not like another boat nearby. I'll pee off the edge of the boat, totally.
Okay. And so that's your get down. You're like, nature calls. This is the bathroom I have afforded to me.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah, lakes are big.
Lakes are big, and a lot of people know that. So. Then, my follow-up question for you is, would you get out of the boat, into the water, and take a shit?
Sorry, am I taking a shit into the water?
Yes.
I will never take a shit into water like that.
Okay.
Never. Be it a lake, an ocean, I ain't shitting in water.
Well, you shit in water in your toilet, I presume.
I am not in the water. The shit falls into, I'm actually shitting into the air underneath my ass, and then the shit falls into the toilet. Totally different.
That is, in some reality, different, yes. I understand.
So, hold on. Would you take a shit, like, if you're swimming in a lake?
No. This came up recently, and someone said it was basically the same thing.
A strong disagree, but okay.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, by the way. I find nothing about that to be the same of anything. But, don't judge lest ye be judged.
Well, I don't shit in lakes, so I'm gonna fucking judge away.
Well, judge all you want. Judge all you want.
I will.
I had a very ambitious plan for this episode.
Yeah.
That I was going to watch the Toy Story movies before I sat down to watch today's movie.
Oh, yeah?
What call happened? It ambitious for a reason.
Yeah, what happened? Tell me about it.
First of all, I had watched Toy Story at Christmas, so I was like, I have a pretty good understanding of the original Toy Story. I think I'm good, right?
You're fresh on the lore.
I hadn't seen that movie in years. I probably don't need to, recover that track, right? Like, I feel like I got my understanding of that is pretty good, right? I'm okay. So then I was like, all right, well, Toy Story 2. And then I was like, I actually don't have time to watch movies at all. So I just read the synopsis for Toy Story 2. And
that is like, exactly the same.
I was like, yeah, okay, I'm remembering. And then they're playing. And then, yeah, okay, cool. And then the third one, I'm like, this is the one, those fucking ball-washing bastards at Pixar made me fucking cry at the end. And so I'm just like, all right, well, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to watch that one. The only thing I remembered was that there was a bear.
Yeah, and lots of hugging bear.
And he was kind of a dick.
Kinda. I guess, did we... I do have some things I want to talk about, but do we want to talk about Toy Story right now, or do we want to hop into the other thing that we had prepared, and then we'll circle back around to talking about Toy Story?
We do definitely want to talk about the other thing that we had prepared. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise it gets super untimely.
So, we were talking about how Sandra Bullock does have an Oscar.
Yeah.
However, it's for The Blind Side, which is a little icky. It's a little icky. That's for The Blind Side. No offense to Sandra, but I don't like that. That movie did not age well in terms of its historical significance. So I decided that we were going to correct the timeline.
Right.
Are you ready for this?
I am ready. In fact, I'm so ready that I'm ready to compare notes because I also corrected the timeline.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't you run through yours first and I'll run through mine second.
Okay. First. So we have to, these are in chronological order. Okay. From the past to the future. So, in 2000, Julianne Moore wins for Best Actress for The End of the Affair instead of Hilary Swank for Boys Don't Cry. Okay,
hold on. Julianne Moore wins instead of Hilary Swank. Okay.
Yep. Hilary Swank does win one eventually for $1 Million Baby.
Okay, so we're okay with taking one away from Hilary Swank because she has another.
And I'm going to get her back with something else on the other end.
Okay.
Okay. In 2008, Cate Blanchett is going to win for Elizabeth the Golden Age instead of Marion Cotillard for La Vie en Rose.
Okay. Now, I do want to ask, are any of these that we're changing around ones that you're like, oh, it's like based on the performance, or are you just trying to make things fit?
I am not, like, for example, I'm not being like, this person was in a movie this year. Like, these people were nominated for Best Actress in these years.
Right.
And I think that they had, like, for example, Kate Blanchett won the Golden Globe that year for that role. She was really good in that movie. Considerable thought.
I'm just trying to make sure that we don't create another The Blind Side, you know? Because then we're going to have to fix it again. For what it's worth, Sandra, she won the Golden Globe for The Blind Side as well.
Yes, this is true. But I actually have a solution to this.
Okay.
All right. Carey Mulligan in 2010 is going to win for An Education instead of Sandra Bullock for The Blind Side.
Okay, so real quick, just to recap. Julianne Moore wins over Hilary Swank in 2000.
Yep.
Then
Kate
Blanchett wins over Marion Cotillard.
Yep.
In 2007-8.
Yep.
Okay.
Then Carey Mulligan, who does not have an Oscar, wins in 2010 over Sandra Bullock.
Right.
Okay. We are going to give the nomination for both the Golden Globe and the Oscar to Hilary Swank for her performance in Amelia as Amelia Earhart.
Sorry, which year was this?
2010.
2010? Sorry, we're giving her a nomination in place of Sandra Bullock's nominations?
Yes, we're getting rid of The Blind Side altogether.
Altogether, okay.
And
so Hilary Swank gains a nomination, but ultimately loses out on a win.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted Hilary Swank so cleanly to win for Amelia. That movie was not good. Couldn't do it.
Okay.
Sandra Bullock then wins in 2014 for Gravity.
Right.
Instead of Kate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine.
Right.
And then Marion Cotillard wins in 2015 for 2 Days, One Night instead of Julianne Moore for Still Alice.
I like that. Is that the end?
That is the end, and I am able to correct the timeline in 15 years and 6 jumps.
Okay, so let's recap. The things that are changing are, like, net changing, I should say, is Hilary Swank no longer wins one, just demoted from a win to a nominee.
Yeah,
and
because she does win the next year for $1 Million Baby.
Right, so she gets demoted from win to nominee, and Kate Blanchett gets demoted from, she just loses out on a win.
Kate Blanchett wins in 2008 and loses in 2014.
Kate Blanchett wins in Oh, I see. Okay, I like that. So ultimately, the only thing that changes is Hilary Swank loses an Oscar, but gains a different nomination.
Yes, and in the process, everybody can ignore The Blind Side.
Okay, I like it. In fact, mine's kind of similar. So you fixed it in 15 years and 6 jumps?
Yeah.
All right, I've got you a little beat.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we're going to start chronologically in 2010, the year that Sandra Bullock won for The Blind Side. And we're going to make the same move. Carey Mulligan winning for An Education.
Okay. I feel like you have to start there.
I have heard that she's really good in that and should have won. So I was like, okay, let's make this right. Let's give Carey Mulligan that win. So she gains one. I guess we forgot that, yeah, in your timeline as well, Carey Mulligan does gain a win. So same thing here. Then we go to 2014. The Year of Gravity. Give Sandra Bullock the win over Cate Blanchett. And that's the end of it.
Oh.
That's the end of the timeline fix. 4 years, 2 jumps.
But then you're just taking a win from Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're taking a win from Hilary Swank.
Yeah, but I gave her something back.
Yeah. I mean, okay. We also how about this then? We take away the Sandra Bullock nominee, and instead, how about we give Cate Blanchett, she was literally in nothing in 2009. God damn it. I was just going to give it to whatever random ass movie she was in 2009, but it's like the one she's been in movies in 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, no 09, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. So like she skipped 2 years. And 2009 is one of them. That's messed up, Kate. That's messed up.
How dare you, Cate Blanchett?
Come on. Yeah. What's the deal? Anyway, Russian nesting doll situation with our timeline fixes. I like it.
Yeah, we were pretty close. It felt like once you started looking into it, there were very few optimal conclusions here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to do it in as few changes as possible, I think we're pretty much close to it, but I feel like you could get really complicated because Meryl Streep is nominated like almost every other year, and she's just kind of like get out of jail free card with connecting to any sort of nominee from or any earlier Oscars as well.
Sure.
Because she's nominated in both 2010 and 2014.
Yeah,
Girl
and part of
gets
it
nominated a lot.
Part of it too is I wasn't trying to just pick something, right? I'm trying to pick something I think would deserve the win. Like with the first time that we corrected the timeline, part of the good of it was it actually everybody got a better win, right?
Except for the one dude who got cut out entirely.
Yeah, well,
you can't say everybody if someone gets completely shafted. You know, if you're with a group of people and someone has a horrible accident where they're like maimed and killed, and then at the end you're like, hey, we all made it out pretty okay. You're completely ignoring the person on the chopping block.
Hey, that guy lived.
What's who? The person from the Oscar nominee?
No, the person that you just described that got horribly maimed.
The person who I described as maimed and killed?
How can you be maimed and killed?
Easy. One happens after another.
Well, I don't know. Post a hoc ergo propter hoc.
I'm going to pretend that you just spoke in English. Good one, CJ.
Thank you. I need a little Latin for everybody today.
Oh, man. Speaking of Latin, lots
Toy
of
Story.
Bear.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. So,
fuck. Wait.
Oh, I have such a great Lotso story.
Speaking of Latin, Buzz Lightyear speaking a Latin language in Toy Story 3.
Oh, that's right, yeah. He gets sent to demo or whatever.
Yeah, Spanish mode.
Yeah. No, it's... Okay, so I remember that movie first came out, and my niece and nephew were, like, really young, and they went to Disney World together. And my stepdad, they had just seen Toy Story 3, and my stepdad went up to Lotso Bear and, like, put his hand on his shoulder and, like, raised his fist up against the bear. And my niece and nephew were like, yeah, Umpa's gonna get him.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, there is modern revisionist history people out there on Reddit that are like, he was not a bad guy. And I'm like, bruh, he tried to incinerate them. Like, and they're like, no, like, Woody would have had the same reaction if, like, Lotso had showed up at Andy's house and tried to, like, become the boss. And I'm like, yeah, because his people were getting fucking killed.
And also, yeah, that wouldn't have happened. These freaking Redditors strictly operating in hypotheticals that make the reality of the situation absolutely moot. They're my favorite people.
They're something.
So you were talking a bit about Toy Story, and we were talking about your experiences with all of them. So you've watched Toy Story 2 fairly recently, read the synopses for 2 and 3 to refresh yourself.
Yeah, I watched 1 recently around Christmas time, and then 2, I read the synopsis. 3, I didn't read the synopsis. I'm literally going on memory. But I remember ugly crying at the last 5 minutes of that movie.
So do the other 2 Toy Stories, 1 and 2, not make you cry?
Okay, how about I go a little bit deeper and talk about my actual relationships with the first 2? Because those are actually films from my childhood, right?
Sure.
The first one, we couldn't afford the VHS. And so we waited for it to come out on TV one day. And my mom stayed up after I went to bed, and she taped it. And so that was my copy of Toy Story, was whatever version they had on Disney Channel. And that they do that more now. They didn't do that a lot back then. That was more rare than I think people really appreciate. But they had all of it was like all the commercials and stuff, and like the tape was really busted up, and I remember she had written Toy Story in red marker on it. And it was a little tracky, and it was a little whatever, but then when I was like, wow. Then they announced they're making Toy Story 2, and we went and saw that in the theater. And that one was, like, my favorite. Because, like, Woody wasn't a dick. I always reflect back on, like, how obvious it was that Woody is just, like, a massive jerk in that movie.
In the first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of his arc.
And he was actually worse in the original cuts of the movie. Like, the original Tom Hanks dialogue, he's, like, even worse somehow.
Okay.
And so those were, like, the 2 that I watched. And then there was always rumors about being Toy Story 3. But, like, I really checked out on Pixar after The Invincibles. Is that the name of the movie?
The Invincibles, yeah.
Okay. That one didn't do anything for me. I thought it looked dumb. So I never saw it. I still haven't.
That's wild. It's like one of the best Pixar films.
I watched Finding Nemo. I watched Monsters Incorporated. They always came out around my birthday, which is in November. So like we would like go out to the movies and see those on my birthday. And like I liked those movies. Those were cool. And then after The Invincibles, I was like, okay, well, I'm not really into it. Any of these really aren't really doing it for me anymore. So I guess I'm just gonna stop. I think WALL-E, I watched WALL-E like at a party one time, and I was like, all the dialogue in this movie is WALL-E, Eva. And it's just like, all right, well. And people were like, it's such a good message, though. And I'm like, yeah, it's a great message. WALL-E, Eva. For, however many hours.
Is this how you still feel about WALL-E?
I've only seen it the one time.
Okay. I was going to say, there's more to storytelling than just dialogue.
I hear you, but I was at a party with the sound all the way up, and or with the people at the party being loud, and all I got from it was WALL-E, Eva.
That is most of the dialogue in it. There are other characters, but it's much more of a visual storytelling film. Well, so you didn't see The Incredibles?
Yeah, I didn't see The Incredibles.
How about Cars? Have you seen Cars?
No, I've never seen a Cars movie.
Have you seen Ratatouille?
No.
Have you seen Up?
No.
All right, chat. Attack CJ for having not seen these classics.
You can attack me all you want. So then they made Toy Story 3, and I was older then. When did Toy Story 3 come out?
2010.
So, and when did Toy Story 2 came out in like 99,
99. Right? There's a 10.5 year gap between Toy Story 2 and 3.
Yeah.
There's a 9-year gap between Toy Story 3 and 4.
So I was 6 when Toy Story 2 came out, and I remember going to the theater, and I had my popcorn, my soda, and, I loved that movie. And those initial movies, going to the theater to see those movies, I love. Like, those are like what movie experiences are to me, like on a fundamental level. Like, my most formative why I love the movies, insert answer here. But at the same time, at the time that movie came out, there was an 11-year gap, you said, right?
Yeah, 10.5.
10.5. So when the third movie came out, I was 17. So I'm a senior in high school. It's not the movies that I want to watch, but my nephew and my niece, who were little at the time, they wanted to watch those. So I was like, cool, I'll be the cool uncle. We'll watch these, right? Because I like Pixar or whatever. I thought I did. And that's what I watched. And then going back to it, I'm like, why did they need to go back to this? And then, of course, the end of the movie made me ugly cry. And my niece and nephew look at me like I'm a fucking idiot. Like, what are you crying about? I'm like, you have no idea. You sweet summer child. You have no idea.
How old were your niece and nephew when they saw it?
Like 6, 7, like the age
and
that you would
it made them feel no emotions. They sat there emotionless in the theater.
They didn't understand why I was ugly crying. How about that? Is that a better... I'm not saying that they were like emotionless husks. I'm saying...
Oh, well, it sounded like it.
Yeah, and it's like, Lotso the bear, and, I'm like, okay, this doesn't look like it's going to be for me. And then it was. And I'm like, okay, so there's a lot going on. So then I tried Finding Dory, and Finding Dory was sad, but I'm like, I don't know.
It's not one of the best ones.
Yeah, and then I feel like there's no point in coming back at this point. There's actually a joke in one of the newer Muppet movies. In the opening number of the Muppets Most Wanted, the opening song has a line, Disney's only doing this because they're waiting for Tom Hanks to do Toy Story 4. Which, it's a pretty funny line. But yeah, and then I never saw Toy Story 4 because that movie came out in 2017?
No, 2019.
2019. And then at that point, I was 26 and wasn't going to go see that movie by myself. And I had no one to go with. So I was like, All right, this is the end of me going to see Pixar movies by myself.
All right, let me run through my history with it then. Toy Story 1. Well, that came out while I was in the womb. So I don't have too many memories of seeing that in theaters.
God,
I do believe I went to the theater to see it, though. Toy Story 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my parents took my sister to see it.
All right, there you go. You were there.
Toy Story 2. I did see that one in theaters. I was 3 turning 4 because that was late 99. So I have fleeting memories of seeing it in theaters. Watching, I guess I should say, Toy Story 1, I, grew up with. That was a classic on the VHS, especially at my grandma's house. And Toy Story 2, I remember seeing it in theaters and being liking it. It's a fun animated film for kids, but I remember always having a more fond connection to Toy Story 1. But then I rewatched the two of them as a 14-year-old when Toy Story 3 came out. And I was really impressed with Toy Story 2. It was my first time watching it in a while. I think that Toy Story 2 is pretty much just about as good as Toy Story 1. And then, going into Toy Story 3, I did go and see it in theaters. I saw it with my whole family. There was a lot of hype around it going into it. I feel like people were very open to the idea of a third Toy Story at the time and closing off the trilogy. From what I remember, people were very excited for it. And yeah, liked it, made me sob. I think that Toy Story 3 overall, don't get me wrong, it's like a 10 out of 10 film. I do feel like people hold it in a high regard that is a little too high, in my opinion. Like, people act like it's like the greatest. I feel like there's a lot of like the same Redditors who say Woody's the villain. Like, there are a lot of people who are like, oh, Toy Story 3, that's the freaking Pixar film. It's like, I don't know about that. I myself would put like Ratatouille, Incredibles over that, Monsters Inc. maybe. But still love Toy Story 3. Toy Story 4 though, I agree with like, why are we making this? But I didn't want to write it off. I hate just writing things off. It's rare that I'll write something off without giving it a fair shake. So when it came out, I did go see it alone as a 23-year-old. Went and saw it alone. It wasn't too low for me. I'm willing to go and see a Pixar film alone still. I'm better than those who don't.
I think that there's a difference of magnitude between 23 and 27 in what you can reasonably go see alone at the movies.
I disagree. I fundamentally disagree. I think if you're over 18, there is no magnitude difference in going to see anything alone.
All right. Are you going to go to the new Paw Patrol movie where they fight the dinosaurs?
No, because I have no interest in going to see that.
Well, then, but there's no reason you couldn't.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I just don't have an interest in seeing it. I have no interest in Paw Patrol.
Yeah, I feel like it's that rumor that used to go around forever that if you were an adult, you couldn't go to Legoland.
See, I never heard that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty common thing for a while. I don't think it ended up being true.
Well, maybe it's because I don't know. People in my circles weren't really talking about Legoland.
Yeah, I don't even think there's a Legoland near me.
But yeah, I saw Toy Story 4 when it came out, and I think it's a good film. It hit me at just the right time for certain plot points that we can touch on after we watch it. So I'm excited to watch it again, separate from those events in my life, and yeah, give it another shot.
Okay. All right. I mean,
I do feel as though I'm a bit of a Toy Story 4 apologist. Not apologist. I think that there are a lot of people out there who, like you, completely wrote off going to see it, and many of them wrote it off from the perspective of, well, it's already a perfect trilogy. I think that that's a weird take to have, though, when the third film itself was already so separate from the first two. I think like the third one already itself feels like kind of a cash grab in its inception. Not to say it's not a great film and wouldn't be a great capper to a trilogy, but I just feel like if we're drawing the line at the 3, I just feel like it's as arbitrary as anything else. So I'm always trying to get people to at least give this one the time of day and give it a shot, because too many people, I think, just write it off on principle alone.
I understand the things that you're saying, and I don't know that I wrote off this movie specifically because I thought it was a trilogy. I think I wrote off this movie because I felt that I had outgrown my interest in Toy Story films. Like, in the same way that you just don't have an interest in going to see Paw Patrol, I just didn't have an interest in seeing another Toy Story movie because they're also not for me anymore. And I don't mean that in like
I don't know if I
a
agree.
Bad way.
I think like they're for everyone.
Do you know why? And all the pictures of Walt Disney he points with two fingers at least. He never points with one photo.
Yeah,
with one.
and it's all the Disneyland employees have to do this. It's because pointing with one finger is considered a rude gesture, so they have to point with multiple fingers or an open hand.
I'm asking you why Walt Disney did it, not why he has the park employees do it.
Oh. Why did Walt Disney do it?
Because in every single one of those photos, he was holding a cigarette and they airbrushed it out.
So how in that? Yeah, go on.
And like that has become a part of the lore of like Disneyland. And there was a big thing in the movie Saving Mr. Banks where they couldn't show him smoking at all. The man, I don't know what he died from. He died because he smoked, right? I don't know what his cause of death was. It didn't help. He smoked like a chimney. He had multiple ashtrays on his desk. And the reason that they do the finger pointing thing is because that's how he pointed. But he pointed that way because he had a cigarette in his hand at all hours of the day. I don't disagree that when they make these films as occasions for the whole family. I'm not saying that that's not true, right? But when they sit down and they make the story, it's not the same story that they're making for someone who, serious. It's just not always gonna be for me. I'm okay with this aspect of my life, that eventually I age out of things, right? I used to love SpongeBob, right? SpongeBob was my shit. In the first 100 episodes, I go hard on the first 100 episodes. I probably know the first 50 episodes word for word, beat for beat, right? It's not for me anymore. They didn't age up with me. And that's fine. And I don't need it to. And I am okay with that because it's a series for children and families and family fun. And so I'm not saying if this movie is whatever, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm just saying it to say I don't need it to be for me. It's not. They don't make them for me anymore. I'm not the target demographic.
I think everyone is the target demographic of a quality film. Period.
Okay. I was making sure the sentence was over. Yeah, I mean, in general, but okay. I think Pulp Fiction's a quality film. I don't think that my 10-year-old
Yeah, no, I was being a
godson,
bit more facetious.
Yeah, I know.
No, but like for your example, like I guess the way I feel about it is like, yeah, I age out of SpongeBob, but SpongeBob to me is much more juvenile than Toy Story. Toy Story is a family film in that, no, it's meant to appeal to both sides of it, the kids and the adults. I think SpongeBob is more just pointed in the children direction. So that's why I've always felt Toy Story is like, no, these are just quality stories that everyone can enjoy, as with most good Pixar films. Like, you know, I've seen many Pixar films for the first time as an adult. Coco, which is one of my favorite films. Inside Out and Hoppers and Turning Red and Luca. Like, they got a lot of good films. And I think that I hope that in watching this Toy Story 4, maybe CJ, you'll be like, maybe I got to start working through my Pixar backlog. I feel like if there are a lot of people, Turning Red's good. I think that I think that's on the lower end of the ones that I did like, but I did like it. But like, I do think that you're going to have a lot of people saying like, oh, CJ, no, you should watch The Incredibles. You should watch Ratatouille. You should watch Up. Those three are the three that I'm like, I can't believe you've never watched those.
I know the gist.
You know the gist.
Yeah, I know that in Ratatouille, there's a rat in the kitchen.
Okay.
And there's a really snobby chef that he has to make a meal for. But he controls the guy by tugging on his brain hair.
Okay. I'm not going to correct anything you said, just going to let your gist breathe. How about The Incredibles? What's the gist of The Incredibles?
Oh, I was calling them The Invincibles, right?
No, I think you were saying Incredibles.
We'll have to check the tape. So for the Incredibles, that one is the one where they're in, like, they can't be superheroes anymore. And then they're like, we can't be superheroes anymore. We're in WITSEC, but they can't help using their powers. And so then, like, the superhero emerges and he's like, oh, I have a history with this guy. I'm gonna torture him and his family because I was rejected by him. And then, however it ends. And then at the end of the movie, people are like, hey, we like superheroes again. All right? And then there's the baby that fucking tortures the babysitter. There's and then WALL-E. No, what was the other one?
No. Up.
Up is the one where the guy in the first 5 minutes of the movie made me cry my eyes out, and then I turned it off. I think that movie is the one where the little kid and the old man accidentally go, because he fills his house with balloons, they accidentally go to, like, South America, and then they have to get home. Even though I think the whole point was they were going to South America, and there's dogs that can talk.
All right, I will give your gists a collective about 5 out of 10.
Wow, that bad.
5 out. It's perfectly average. It's perfectly average. I'll say one of them. For a lot of them, you just described like the first 10 minutes, and that's about it. Well, there you have a few random details in there from some of them, but one of them you described maybe the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I think that you would be surprised by some of these. Like, hopefully, you will be surprised today. Toy Story 4.
They go to the carnival, right?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
I think that's what I know, is that the teaser trailer, which is all I saw, was like Keegan-Michael Key and like Anthony Anderson, like chained, like zip tied to like a carnival corkboard, making jokes. If I'm remembering the teaser trailer right from a movie that came out in
Keegan-Michael
2019.
Key and Anthony Anderson from Kangaroo Jack.
Keegan-Michael Key wasn't in Kangaroo Jack.
No. I'm saying Keegan-Michael Key and separate person Anthony Anderson from Kangaroo Jack.
I mean, he's done so many other things, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any other thoughts that you want to get off your chest?
I just got my prediction.
All right. I'll take my headset off. Go ahead.
All right. My prediction. I actually muted on Discord so CJ can't hear me. Just in case. My prediction is that CJ's gonna like it. I don't think he's gonna love it. I think he's gonna like it. I think he's gonna say, yeah, it's worth watching. I think he might throw around the phrase, I'd be okay if this was never made, but I think he will ultimately say it's okie dokie. Okay.
Am I allowed back?
Well, what did my message say?
I see the blip. I just didn't know if it was from you or not.
What? So hold on. You ask, am I allowed to come back and put your headphones on not knowing if you were allowed to come back?
I figured what are the odds that it was somebody else messaging
That's
me
messed
right
up.
now?
You're gambling on the sanctity of the show.
I don't think
That's
I'm
so
gambling
messed up.
on that.
All right, everyone, if you would like to watch Toy Story 4 alongside us, you can check the description for a link to the commentary track. Otherwise, just keep on listening. But if you're watching Toy Story with us, then pause the podcast right now.
The campers!
Here they come! Playtime, baby!
I believe that was Carl Weathers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now we just need Ernie Hudson.
What makes you say that?
Well, because then we'd have 2 movies back-to-back with Ernie Hudson.
Well, I got news for you. They changed voice actors for Bo Peep mid-production. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to The Film is Okie Dokie. It has been just a couple days for CJ and I since we sat down, recorded the pre-show, and watched Toy Story 4. CJ, any major life updates in the last 48 hours?
I beat 007 First Light.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was funny because you said you wish it was longer, and so the whole time I'm playing it, I'm like, this game's going to be too short.
I did not say I wished it was longer.
You did.
I said the pacing was my issue.
You said it was short.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Find that for me.
No.
Because I didn't say it.
No, because we talk so much, I'd have to... Hang on.
Oh, I don't know. See, I just learned on Monday that you were playing. Yeah, see, I found my message.
What does it say?
Held back the story and pacing.
I don't even see that. Nice. Glad you're liking it so far. How far are you? No. No.
Stop
Before
putting
this.
criticisms into my mouth.
No. You said something else about this before.
I said, I think the game is worth checking out, but to wait for it to go on sale.
You did. Yeah. You did.
I said nothing about the game being too short, because that is not my issue with it. My issue is not that it was too short. In fact, I think it was a little long.
I didn't think it was a little long. I did not. I thought it was the appropriate length.
See, like I said, my issue is mainly the pacing. So with the pacing that it had, there was too much game.
Can you give me a specific example?
I felt as though it was way too much slowdown time for how much the game actually would be firing on all cylinders. Because don't get me wrong, when the game really gets going and you're in those big action set pieces, it's an incredible moment. Those are really great moments that most of the missions build up to. I just felt like at the start of almost every mission, it's not a slog, because I had a good time playing the game overall. It just felt like a little bit like a chore having to work my way through all of the mission again, especially when I felt as though a lot of the gameplay was really sneaking into restricted areas. I wish that they had done more, say for instance, in the Hitman games, you can change your outfit to go into a restricted area. You can't do that in this game. And, that's not to say oh, we need all of the features from the Hitman games in it, but I wish that there was a little more in the game in terms of what you have as options to do, because ultimately the game world's it was interactable in far fewer ways than I felt it should have been, because it's largely okay, walk around and grab batteries and acid from the environment to fuel your gadgets, and then use your gadgets to interact with the people or distract the people. It just felt like most of the levels reduced to being the same exact thing. So I was looking for a little more propulsiveness, either narratively or from the gameplay standpoint, that I just don't think was there. So a lot of the missions kind of dragged for me. Okay. That's not to say I didn't like it. Again, like I said, I would recommend checking out the game on sale. That's what I did for you. It was still a good time. I just, for $70 or whatever, I just don't think that it was quite that caliber of story.
Okay.
But you're liking it.
I did. I liked it. I finished it. And I had a good time doing it. I felt toward the end, it did a little too much of the, go ahead, finish this. It did that 3 times. Where it's Bond, go on, finish the job. And then you get to the end of the mission, it's damn, I didn't get what I come here to do. I have to finish the job. And then you go to the next mission, and it's damn, I didn't get what I came for. It looks like I have to finish the job. And then it's he did that 3 times. That was probably my only complaint, was like, well, goddamn, when is he gonna finish the job?
Yeah. No, I hear you. The story itself, like, because that's kind of more like a issue with like the narrative, right?
Yeah, no. And then the ultimate resolution for the narrative being what it was, where ultimately it's like, we have more questions than answers, and we're setting up for more games. And it's like, no. That's what you do in the second game. You don't do that in the first game.
I feel like the story, it felt to me, it felt a lot like a Bond movie in the story. But that's
I do feel like it felt like a lot like a Bond movie, but how many
better
times?
And worse.
But I don't feel like there's 10 set pieces in a Bond movie, and they constantly say to Daniel Craig, now go out there, James, and finish the job.
Well, that aspect of it reminded me a lot of the new James Bonds and the Mission Impossibles, where it's like, nope, every single one, James Bond is going rogue.
Yeah, the constantly, oh, he can't play by the rules. He'll get ask for forgiveness, not permission, James. The system is broken.
Yeah.
You need to break it further.
Yeah. And it just kept, I don't know. The story it was good, you know, it's like a competent James Bond story, but I think that a lot of the misgivings of Bond stories got folded in as well. The villain is, and like, you know, I don't want to get into the details of who it is and what their whole deal is, but I don't know. It was the second that the villain initially appears in the game, like not the first time that they're like, I'm the villain. The first time we see them, I literally said to myself, okay, this guy's gonna be the villain. It just,
yeah, they had a weird conversation, and I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't need to be in here unless they're important to the plot. Yeah. And we've met all of the people that are relevant to his hero's journey, so
yeah, except
one.
So I would say ultimately, like, the story was tropey in a way that just, I don't know, the story didn't bring anything that I thought I hadn't seen before, or something that made me like sit forward like, oh, this is an interesting version of it. Like, it's a good rendition of a young Bond coming in, you know? I don't think we've actually really gotten a movie showing James Bond as a recruit and then becoming a 00 agent. So, like, I guess that's a new story that we're getting to see in a visual medium, since that's in the books. But I don't know, as a Bond story, in terms of like the villain and the motivations and the machinations of things, it was pretty standard.
I mean, every Bond villain wants to blow something up. So I was just grateful that this villain didn't want to blow something literally up.
Yeah, I did like the villains, not necessarily their end game, but the way that they were going through things. I did think that was interesting. The for spoiler free, I guess the villain is retconning things. I thought that was an interesting take.
I did like that, because it's like, okay, this is something that I could see a person like this doing, right?
Yeah.
This is like, oh, this situation just got out of hand, but now I'm in too deep, right? I could see that. That's not what it ended up being, but like as like an explanation for like how someone in that person's shoes did what that person did, I'm like, oh, okay, this is better than, oh, welcome. I was wondering when MI6 would come here. My plan is to blow up the moon. Why do I want to blow up the moon? Because when I was a kid,
it looked at me wrong.
It looked at me wrong. Yeah, it's like that's all Bond villains. It's like I'm gonna contaminate the drinking water for the whole planet. Why? You need to drink water too. I've bought all the bottled water for me and my consort. You'll find it difficult. And then he kills the guy by throwing a fucking toaster into his supply of bottled water, and he goes, shocking. So, I don't know. I liked it. I just had fun playing it. Like, it was a fun time.
It is really fun to play. The thing that I wish, I kind of alluded to it earlier, I do wish that there were more options for you in terms of sneaking around levels and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like they do a good job of making it feel as though you have a lot of options, and make it feel as though like, wow, the game is really responding to my choices. But I feel like it's more illusion of choice and more funneling.
Yeah, the game is probably more linear than I thought when I was playing it, because I never got lost.
Yeah.
And one thing to be honest, one thing I didn't like about Hitman, and one of the reasons I never got as far as I think you did, and a lot of other people who really like those Hitman games, is because it'd be like, all right, find the maid's quarters. And it's like, okay, there's 20 fucking doors. There's guys everywhere. And I gotta check every one of these rooms one by one for the maid's quarters. This one, yeah, well, I just didn't like that as much. So I like this one being more straightforward. It's like, all right, go to room 206. I accidentally found room 205, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I know where 206 is. I just gotta remember how to get up there. Anyway.
You know what's funny is I know the exact one that the exact room you're talking about. I remember that level.
Yeah, I found it by accident and was like, this is going to be important later.
The thing that I don't know if you really developed like a meta to how you got by people, but I figured out about halfway through playing that the most busted combo for getting into any area is to have the watch laser and the make people sick dart.
I figured out instantly that making someone sick so that they would leave was probably the way to go for the whole game.
Yes, agreed. And then once I like figured out how to use the watch laser and like shine it in people's eyes, it was like, oh, okay, so I need to get into this room and there's two dudes standing guard and I'm supposed to like lure them and distract them, take one out. No, I'm going to stand right in front of them, shine one in the eye with the laser and shoot the other with the sick dart and then just walk right past them, no issues.
There was a point where I literally was just like, fuck this. And I jumped over the counter where there were 3 people. I grabbed the thing. I literally pickpocketed the guy I needed to pickpocket. And then the guy turned around and was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'll leave.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I do love the added mechanic of being able to talk your way out of things.
I did like that.
Really fun twist on the game genre of having the ability to charm your way out of a situation, but only having a few instances of it that you recharge with taking people out stealthily and whatnot.
Yeah, and that's something that works for Bond that doesn't work for Hitman 47, right?
Exactly.
And so that feels really appropriate for that.
Yeah.
No, so I enjoyed it. There were a lot of video game announcements since the last time that you and I talked. Yeah, and the Nintendo Direct, I think, was the big one between when you and I last spoke.
Yeah, because that was like yesterday.
Yeah, no, it was exciting. It's an exciting time to be a video game fan.
What's the number one game you're most looking forward to that's had trailers come out or discussion stuff in the last couple of days?
I am most excited to play the new Wolverine game.
Mm-hmm.
That's from the people. That's Insomnia, right? They're the people that made Spider-Man. Insomniac. Yeah. They made Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
So I'm excited for that. I'm also a big Wolverine fan, so that'll be cool. Halo Combat or Campaign Evolved had a nice trailer. They're putting in 3 new missions that comes out at the end of July. The new Star Fox comes out at the end of June. That looks really fun.
So I
pre-ordered it.
Just like a is that one just like a remake of one of the originals?
It is a remake of the N64 game, yes.
Okay.
And I gotta tell you, people are like, yeah, it's just a remake, and I'm like, I don't care.
I mean, on the topic of remakes, there's also the Ocarina of Time remake that got announced. That was
yes, it
heavily
did.
Rumored. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, I expect there are a lot of people that are going to be happy about that, and an equal number of people that are going to be unhappy about that. I understand. I get it. There are people that think that game gets a little too much shine. You know, I played it as an adult for the first time. I never played it as a kid. I think it's fun. I think I'm going to have fun going back and playing a remake. I also know that they made it on the 3DS, which I think they also did for Star Fox. There was a 3DS version. So, you know, like, not... I mean, it feels like at this point they're just remaking all the 3DS games. But, like, I don't know, I'm kind of here for it a little bit. Like,
yeah,
just give me something I want to play, right? That's it.
Right. And this one feels like it's going to be more of a ground up. The vibe that I'm catching is that while the 3DS Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask stuff was lifting the game to the standard of the 3DS and like the graphics of them, this seems like it's going to be a bit more grounds up remake, but we'll actually see when we see, because we've only had the initial teaser trailer as opposed to like a gameplay trailer or anything.
Yeah, and it's just a picture of him in his overalls, which I didn't know he wore overalls.
New Kid Link.
Yeah, New Kid Link. Hey, just another thing to put in Smash. New Kid Link.
New Kid Link, old Kid Link,
yeah,
Toy Link,
old young MC,
old young Link. Oh, that's good.
But yeah, no, I think I have some others written in my phone. The new Fire Emblem game comes out soon.
Wow, no love for Final Fantasy VII Revolution or whatever
I
it was
am
called?
excited for that. Yeah, it's in my calendar, but it just doesn't have a release date. Or its release is next year, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so what I've written down so far, Star Fox, Splatoon Raiders I'm not that excited about. I'll probably get it. Fire Emblem and Wolverine come out the same week.
Yeah, everything is coming out in September and October to try and beat people's schedules before GTA 6 comes out.
Gears of War E-Day comes out. There's a new Castlevania that comes out in October. Final Fantasy Resonance, the new HD 2D Final Fantasy game. And then, GTA 6, which I'm considering taking off the day after to play. So,
see, I think I'm going to be holding off on GTA 6 until it's out on PC.
I explicitly don't want to play it on PC because I don't think my PC will be up to snuff. So I'm only going to play it on console.
Gotcha.
But you know what? I'm fine being a beta tester for the PC users.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, that's fine. It means I get to play it earlier.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. You'll have to let me know if it's good or if it's too short.
Yeah, well, that's usually your chief complaint.
My chief complaint?
Yeah, that things are too short.
Point to me one time I've said something was too short.
Earlier today.
What?
Bond.
You have failed to provide the evidence for this as of yet.
Just because you're lying to the audience doesn't mean that you can lie to me, okay?
You didn't. You're the one lying. You haven't even provided an you
neither
of
you.
DMs.
We have provided the same amount of evidence.
The burden of proof falls onto you.
What do you think? This is a court of a law?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, it's a court of law. I'm the judge.
Conflict of interest. You're not allowed to. We literally. Anyway. So, any other games you were excited for?
No, that was the whole list. I mean, there's stuff coming out next year, but Persona 6 got announced. That's exciting. But
never played any of them.
For the first time in I think like a couple years, I'm excited about like a couple games. I think I'm going to buy some of these when they come out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think the only one that's coming out this year that I'm planning to get when it comes out is Wolverine.
Yeah, but I'm hopeful that that's fun.
I think it should be a good time. Their track record hasn't, they don't really have anything in the last 7-8 years that's not fun that they've put out, so I think that's a good sign.
Yeah. There's always time to start, though.
Yeah, this could be the first.
It could. I'll be the beta tester for you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah,
Some
you're
games
welcome.
that you didn't mention that I'm super pumped for. Alien Isolation 2. A lot of games reviewers had hands-on time with that. which is really exciting.
Yeah, it's a scary game. I can't do it.
Also, Kingdom Hearts 4.
Does it have a date yet?
No.
It came out. They put out a trailer that said it's coming to Switch on release, right?
Yeah, I think so. Switch 2.
What a non-announcement. When it comes out, it'll come out for us too, guys.
Yeah, and it's a game that has had exclusively pretty much non-announcements since it was first revealed back in like 2022.
Those fans are long-suffering.
That's me. I'm one of them.
Dude, I remember where I was when I heard about Kingdom Hearts 3. I was in Virginia in a hotel room, and I'm like, wow, they announced Kingdom Hearts 3? That's crazy. Look up the year that they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 really quick.
Oh, I know. Kingdom Hearts 3, trust me, I'm familiar.
What year was it announced?
I believe it was announced in 2013.
Were you in high school still?
I was in high school, yeah.
And it came out in like 2019? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this game is never coming out.
Yeah, I know.
Why would they even make a trailer for it?
And then you would think that they would have learned their lesson with Kingdom Hearts 4, but no. 3 years after releasing Kingdom Hearts 3, they release a trailer announcing Kingdom Hearts 4, and here we are, 4 years later, and we've had like 2 small trailers since then, and no
the trailers
indication at
that
all
they
of when they're
released
coming out.
Are the exact same as the trailer that they released then.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's these guys in this super urban environment with no reference mentioned to Disney or any of the other characters that you've known from any previous.
That was the newest one. We got a lot of looks at new characters. Ooh.
Generic anime guys.
Returning characters from Kingdom Hearts. Well, that is every Kingdom Hearts character, really.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what makes them so fun.
Did you end up playing Expedition 33?
Yeah, I've recommended it on the show.
Oh, so I was watching my friend play it, and the one thing that I said I liked about it was that, because the other game he was playing was 100 Line Last Defense Academy, there's no anime moaning.
In Clair Obscur?
Yeah. It's like, in the 100 Line, it's like, every single time that they go to talk. It's like, that's not how people talk. It's really weird. Please stop.
So that just means that you're going to be playing through Clair Obscur now, right?
Maybe. I thought about getting it.
You should. Daredevil's in it.
Yeah, I know. It's weird that he's not blind, though. I'm sorry.
Are you going to feel that way about every role you ever see him in?
Oh, yeah. He's not allowed to be not blind.
Wow.
All right, so I think it's your turn this week, unless you have anything else for the game.
Sorry, it's my turn for the game?
I think so.
CJ, do you remember asking me when we were recording 2 days ago whose turn it was for the game? And
you said it was your turn?
No, it's your turn because I picked the movie.
No.
Yeah.
Yo, I did the game last time.
This is how we've always done it, though. It's whoever brought the movie. Because I brought games twice in a row for Zombieland and La La Land.
But you didn't bring Zombieland.
Yeah, but I brought the game for it. But CJ, we had this conversation 2 days ago. You said you were going to bring the game.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I really didn't.
We did. It was before we recorded last time. You were like, wait, whose turn is it for the game? And I said, it is your turn because I brought the movie. And you're like, right, because you do the recap. Otherwise, it's too much one person talking. And I said, right.
I never would have said that.
That's what we talked about.
That's never what I would have said. Now it's a frame-up job.
Wow. We can skip a game this week then.
Yeah? I have a game. Oh, but you're just abjectly lying because I never would have said otherwise. It's CJ, too many people talking. Do you know how much I talk in my life?
No, it wasn't too much people talking.
That's what you said.
We said it's so that the one person doesn't have to do too much talking. Because otherwise, hosting a game into recapping a movie, that's a lot for one person. And we said the person who is recapping the movie does not bring the game.
Okay.
But you have a game for us, so it's perfect.
I do. I got to pull it up now. It would have been way funnier to do this game next time, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Oh. Well, that's too bad, because next time I'm in charge of the game.
Yeah, and the next time, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll be ready.
All right. See how he lies to you, people?
CJ is two-time liar this episode. First saying that I said 007 was too short, which is an abject falsehood. And now this.
Okay. All right, listen. You have before you, we are going to play a game. The game is called Before and After, okay?
Okay.
So, you are going to tell me who the voice actor was before and who the voice actor is after.
Okay.
Okay, so, or sorry, I didn't explain that right. You can
I was
pick
gonna say, can I have an
either.
example?
You can either pick before or after. So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So, in Toy Story, the movie has been going on for so long. It's been going on for 21 years. This franchise. That
31?
31. That's right. That some of the cast have actually passed away.
Right.
So, you are going to tell me, for example, so let's say the answer was Ham, and you can pick before or after, and I'll tell you that their current voice actor is John Ratzenberger. And then you have to tell me who was the original voice actor for Ham, to which the answer is...
John Ratzenberger.
That's correct. It's a point for you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay.
So, okay, hold on a second. I'm not quite sure I follow. So you're going to name a character.
Yep. From Toy Story.
From Toy Story. And I get to say, and I guess, where does the before and after aspect come in?
So you're going to either pick, you want me to tell you who the person was before or who they were after.
Okay. But
maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know who the person was after, but you know who it was before.
Okay. All right. Let's give this a shot.
Do you need another example?
I think I get it.
Okay. That's good. That's good. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tommy.
Yeah.
Mr. Potato Head. Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 5. Do you want the before or the after?
Give me the after.
Okay. In Toy Story 5, he is voiced by Jeff Bergman.
Oh, interesting. Wait, so real quick, before I answer, you said that this voice actor game would have worked better in the next episode, even though the game's about Toy Story?
Yeah, it would have been funnier in the next one. Because it's not about, the next episode's not about Toy Story, get it?
I'm going to say before it was Don Rickles.
It was Don Rickles, that's right. Easy money. All right. How you feeling? You feeling good?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready for the next character.
Okay. All right. I got to pull up the list here. All right. Mrs. Potato Head. Let's just go with Mrs. Potato Head.
Sure.
Okay.
Before. Tell me the before.
The before was Estelle Harris.
Okay. I'm going to guess the after is Estelle Harris.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
In Toy Story 5, Estelle Harris, I think she's passed away. It is Anna Vocino.
Never heard of him.
Well, there you go.
All right. Who's next?
All right.
Let me at Bullseye. Let me guess Bullseyes.
Do you know Bullseye?
Shit, wait. Someone actually voices Bullseye, don't they?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. I don't know Bullseye then. Don't go to the planned third one.
All right. The third one.
Yeah.
Sarge. In Toy Story 1 or Toy Story 3?
Oh, Sarge, the little green army man.
Yeah, he's the leader of the troop of green plastic army men.
You know him well. After. Give me the after.
He was voiced in Toy Story 3 by R. Lee Ermey.
So is R. Lee Ermey the guy from why am I blanking up? Full Metal Jacket?
Yes.
So before you even said the name, I was like, I feel like he voiced him, but I'm gonna say it was also R. Lee Ermey in the first one. Ermey in the first one.
Tommy.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Let's go. 2 for 3.
2 for 3. All right. Slinky Dog.
Oh,
Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 3. Or hang on. Let me make sure.
He was in 4.
Yeah, 4. Let's do 4.
Give me the after.
Okay, hang on. Blake Clark.
Blake Clark.
Known for playing Chet Hunter on Boy Meets World.
I was about to say this is a made up ass person. You know the Before?
I do know the Before.
No, I was saying, you know the Before, it's yeah, I think it might be Blake Clark.
Tommy.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. It was Jim Varney.
I never heard of him.
You never seen any of the Ernest movies?
No, oh no, I never watched it. I'm familiar, but I've never watched him. Is he Ernest?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Burn, 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 burn.
That's like a classic.
I'm feeling good today, Mikey.
Walking around in like a video rental store.
You got it, Woody. Yeah, he died of lung cancer right after doing Toy Story 2, but he had 2 movies come out after that, and one of them, his actual last role, was in Atlantis, the Lost Empire. Blake Clark, I believe, was one of his friends, and so I don't think he speaks in Toy Story 3, but in Toy Story 4, they had his friend come back and do the part for him.
Gotcha. Okay, so what's my score?
I'm not keeping track.
What?
Yeah.
Why? What game is this then?
3 for 5.
Sure, I'll take it.
Unless you're lying again.
I don't know. I didn't know that it's the contestant's job to keep score.
Well, you were keeping score earlier. I just assumed.
Wow, that's messed up.
This one is going to be a little bit of a curveball for you.
Okay. Oh, the Before, Tim Allen. It's Tim Allen. Tim Allen voiced Buzz before he died.
No. So this the same person voices 2 different characters in the first movie and the second movie.
Okay.
The first movie, he voices Lenny the Binoculars.
I didn't know Lenny talked.
It's Buzz and RC, and they're coming up fast! That guy.
Oh, okay.
And then he also voices Wheezy, the penguin with the broken squeaker.
Okay.
Who you got?
So there's no before and after for this one? This one's just a different format?
No, I'm changing the rules.
We're riffing?
Yeah.
Jason Alexander.
No.
Could you imagine?
No. But I'll give you bonus points if you tell me which person from Seinfeld is in Toy Story 2. I'll count that as your rebound.
Someone? Oh, it's Wayne Knight.
That is true.
Wayne Knight's the guy who owns the toy store.
Sure, what's his name?
Wayne Knight.
No. It's the actor's name.
What, the character's name?
Yeah, what's his first name?
Al?
It is Al.
Oh, it's like Al's Toy Barn?
Al's Toy Barn, that's right.
Let's go!
There you go, that's your putback. That's your OG Ananobi putback tip-in.
Sweet. So what's my score?
It was Joe Ranft.
Never heard of him.
All right, last one. Makes all the other questions completely irrelevant, because this one is worth 100 points.
Nice, that's how I like it.
Yeah. Who voices Andy's mother?
Andy's mother. After.
Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf. Okay, so the before, I just got a gut feeling this person came to my mind. I think I'm going to guess Laurie Metcalf.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Would it surprise you to know that you were incorrect?
Fuck.
It
Yes, it
should,
would
because
surprise
you
me.
were right.
Let's go! 100 points, baby.
There you go. You
Freaking
win.
alley-oop. I'm dunking on the children waiting in lines for Toy Story 5.
Is it surprising you that the Knicks are winning in the postseason right now?
Absent context of the rest of the season, yeah, it's weird to see the Knicks in the finals.
It's weird seeing them competing so heavily and well against a team with probably the person we assume probably is the best player in the NBA and will be for a while. I don't know, it just feels really weird.
So I'm going to say before for the Knicks.
Patrick Ewing.
Jalen Brunson?
I was looking for Cat, but I guess I'll accept
fuck, you're right.
Listen, I think
Damn it.
Cat's probably their best player right now.
Mm.
You stop taking fucking threes, he'd do a lot better.
Speaking of stop and taking threes, Toy Story 4, no threes here.
It's true. All right. So,
I don't think I've mentioned this in the pre-show. The reason why I wanted us to watch this is because on the day that this episode is coming out, Toy Story 5 is out.
yeah, it's what I heard.
Yeah. So I want to talk about Toy Story 5 later, maybe talk about some early reactions to it. But Toy Story 4, CJ, you had not seen it. You were pretty unfamiliar. What'd you think?
First of all, did I get any of my prediction stuff right?
Any of which prediction things stuff?
I think I thought it was going to be at a carnival.
I think you said there was a carnival.
Well, that's good then.
It's less of a prediction if it's something that you're kind of aware of happens in the movie, though.
I don't know that I knew that.
Oh.
All right.
Sounded
Anyways.
like you knew it. You made a prediction during the movie that came, right?
What was that?
Why don't... It's spoilers, so...
Okay, we'll wait. So I'll say this. I'll never get over the feeling I get and the surprise I feel. Not surprised because I'm shocked that it can happen, but the genuine surprise that you get when you experience something that you didn't know you could experience anymore. And one of those things is when you feel real emotional weight from something. And I'll never get over the feeling of joy and surprise I feel when a Pixar film delivers significant emotional weight. You know what I mean? Like, it's always so impactful. They're always so good at doing the one thing that you think it, like, affecting you in that way and putting you into that space, and in a lot of ways making them more relevant to you than it was when you were a kid, you know? Making it resonate with you in a completely different context and really emotional. And there was a point in the movie where something happened which childhood me, if they were here in 2026 standing beside me, would have bawled their fucking eyes out, right? And I was not doing much better. I am not afraid to admit that I was pretty much like crying at the end of the movie. I think you had said that you had let some tears go.
Oh my gosh, of course.
You have to be made of stone or some similarly dense material to not feel this movie tug at your heartstrings. It is just, I mean, God, it really hits. It really hurts. And I'm so amazed, and I'll never get tired of that feeling. You know, I'll never let that feeling not be special. I'll never let that moment not feel special to me. Right? It's one of the last things I feel like a visual medium can still do in my life and it's something that you think it can't anymore. It surprise you. And I always am. I'm always often surprised at the emotional depth that I can still experience from Disney Pixar pictures. So there you go. That's my quickie review.
So was that you generally liked it, or
I genuinely liked it?
It made you feel things, but you were otherwise.
No, I don't think I was otherwise. I genuinely liked it.
Okay, very cool.
How about you?
Yeah, I agree a lot with what you said, like, in regards to how surprising this movie is and how hard it lands emotionally. I know that when I first saw it in theaters that I was not expecting to cry as much as I did in it, especially after the ending that Toy Story 3 has, which just leaves you a puddle, right?
Oh my God. That was obscene what that movie did. That shouldn't be allowed.
It's almost manipulative. Almost. But I feel like, yeah, it's quite a task to be able to take those characters and deliver another story that lands to that emotional height. And we'll talk a little bit about it later, like this in relation to, I almost said Fallout, to Toy Story 3, and then Toy Story 5 in relation to this. Like, how many tear-jerking sagas can these damn toys go on where I'm going to keep crying? Is there going to be any point where I'm going to go see one, I'm like, yeah, I fucking get it. It's sad or it's happy to the point of tears. They always are, Will we ever get to that point of like emotional numbing to Toy Story, or will they just continue to keep finding a heart chord to strike?
I hope that for the sake of everybody in the band, they never find the bottom.
Same.
But I also hope they don't bleed this dry, right?
Same.
Like, I think part of doing it every basically 10 years is there's always a new crop.
Yeah.
There was a kid the other day. I was at the deli and I was just waiting for my order, and he was like,
"The deli?"
Yeah, I was waiting.
I'm sorry. Did you used to work at the deli?
No, we're not doing this right now. And he was just sitting. He was a little kid. He was sitting in the window, and his mom, I guess, either worked at the deli or owned the deli or something. And he said, "Okay, it's time for me to go." And he got his stuff, but he left his Woody and Buzz. And I'm like, oh, okay, he just doesn't care about his stuff. And he said, Mom's going to have to bring in Woody and Buzz to the car because I'm not risking getting them wet. And I was like, okay, goddamn. Like, the kid cares way more than I thought he did. And he's got fucking Woody and Buzz as his toys. Like, it's not like when I was a kid, I had a fucking whatever my dad played with, like it didn't translate the same, and he had his tablet and whatever. And I thought that was also interesting because a lot of what I've gleaned from the marketing for Toy Story 5 is it's toys versus tablets.
Yeah, that's the premise from what I understand as well.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I don't know that I'll have a reason to go see it. Maybe I'll probably see it when it comes out to Disney Plus or whatever, but I mean, I didn't think I would ever have a reason to see this, and I eventually did, and I don't regret it. So.
Well, nice. Well, how about I hop into the recap for us? We'll get through this, and then we can chat about the film a bit more in-depthly.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the movie opens with a flashback to 9 years ago. This is
to Toy Story 3?
Actually, before Toy Story 3. Yeah, because Toy Story 4, it seems, takes place not long after Toy Story 3. Maybe a year or two. Within a year or two. Because the toys are all with Bonnie in this. But Bonnie's still a kid like she is in Toy Story at the end of Toy Story 3. We flash back to 9 years ago when the toys are still with a child, Andy. And in short, it's raining outside. A bunch of the toys got brought in, but the RC car got left outside. And the toys of Andy alongside Bo Peep, who is Andy's sister's toy, kind of a nightlight. They all work together to do like a big ol' tying Woody to a string and lower him down and helping save RC. But this then all turns into, there's a turn of events where like the kids are donating toys and Bo Peep ends up getting donated off the back of this. So this opening scene setting up a lot of, themes of Woody, I guess setting up the concept of a lost toy. RC was almost a lost toy. Setting up the idea of Woody and being ready to let go and move on because he has a hard time saying bye to Bo. And then Bo is like, toys get lost all the time. You could hop in this box with us and come with us. And Woody says no. Andy still needs me. I'm still needed here. And they kind of, they say goodbye, and Woody's shooken up by this, but Bo understands Woody.
He almost gets in the box. Like
he does. He considers it.
Yeah.
He certainly considers it. But he's about to actually when he hears, I think he hears Andy shouting like, "Where's Woody?" or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we do a montage flashing forward, and we get to see Bonnie playing with all the toys. And Woody's been delegated to the closet. It's like the third time this week that she's played with most of the toys, and Woody's been in the closet. So he's kind of falling out of favor. Bonnie is much more into Jessie as her cowboy toy. She takes the sheriff badge off of Woody and puts it on Jessie. And Woody's not in a good spot. He's almost kind of losing a purpose here with Bonnie. He
doesn't go full Toy Story 1, but he's very calm about it, but he's like, I'm just here for Bonnie.
Yeah. He keeps saying that like his purpose is to help out Bonnie, but he doesn't really have many ways to do that. Anyway, Bonnie is going to orientation day for kindergarten, and Buzz, kind of forcing himself into the situation, is like looking for purpose, is like, oh, I'll go with, hidden in her backpack, I'll sneak to school to be there.
Buzz,
in case
you
she
mean
needs
Woody?
help. Sorry, yes, Woody. Woody is like, well, I need to find purpose in some way, so I'll be there for her at school. He sneaks into the backpack. And Bonnie doesn't have the best first day of school. Like, she's sitting alone. A kid takes away her craft supplies. So Woody does some sneaking around, throws some supplies from the trash on the table, like a spork and a popsicle stick. And Bonnie ends up making a new toy at school that is this spork with a big old unibrow and a smiley face, some blush drawn onto it, and some googly eyes, and like pipe cleaner arms. And this is Forky. Forky pretty much becomes sentient right away. He and Woody ride home in the backpack, and then Woody introduces him to the rest of the toys. But Forky,
can I jump in really quick?
Yeah.
One other thing that's going on is that Woody used to run the toys at Andy's. He is also not the head toy here.
You're right.
There is another toy in charge of Bonnie's room.
Yeah, I think her name is Dolly.
And Dolly is in charge, and she's very much not so subtle, like, yeah, you're not in charge, I'm in charge. And like, she tells him that he'll get Bonnie in trouble because toys aren't allowed at kindergarten and all this other stuff. And it was just like, not only does he not have the fulfillment of, oh, I'm gonna like help Bonnie, he can't even like run or be there for the other toys because he's not in charge of anything anymore.
Right. And that's a good way to put it. She put him down, like saying, you're not, like, I'm in charge. She put him down, but also it was like very reasonable, understandable. I don't think she like took the gloves off for him, but yeah, he's like, he really has just kind of fallen by the wayside. He's starting to fall through the cracks as a toy. So Woody introduces Forky to the rest of the toys, and Forky kind of has the issue of, since he was made from trash, he still believes himself to be trash. So he's just constantly trying to jump into the garbage can, and Woody spends the entire night throwing him back up on the bed. Ultimately, all of the toys and Bonnie's family end up going on a road trip. This is the big family summer trip, is going on a road trip in the RV. So all the toys come with, and there's a bit of a montage of Forky just trying to jump into the trash, believing himself to be trash. And Woody takes it on himself. He finds the purpose of making sure Forky sticks around because he sees how important Forky is to Bonnie. So Woody is like, I am here to make sure Bonnie's okay by making sure that Forky doesn't disappear, by making sure that Forky is there for Bonnie.
Yeah, and every single time that Forky is like not in her immediate sightline, she gets really upset.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's a surprisingly high amount of time where Forky is out of her eye line because he is constantly trying to kill himself.
Oh yeah, like and it's not even like, I don't even want to say thinly veiled. He like rolls around in the trash. He's like, sweet, sweet trash.
Yeah, and that'll be something that comes back in just a moment. Woody's like really carrying this burden of watching after Forky solo. Like Buzz offers to help, and Woody's like, It's one of Buzz's few lines in the film because most of the toys get really sidelined in this. We haven't really talked about it yet, but this is a Woody centric film.
It's a big cast too.
Yeah, you're right. Because there's like there's some big stars who are introduced in this film as new toys.
Yeah.
So, Forky keeps trying to kill himself. Ultimately, he's able to jump out the car window while they're driving down a highway. The next stop is in like 5 miles, so Woody's like, I can make it. So he leaps out and goes and grabs Forky and starts kind of dragging him. And they talk a lot while they're walking to this town, walking the 5 miles that would take them eons as toys. But while they walk, Woody kind of explains to Forky, like, no, you're not trash, you're a toy. And Woody's like, you know how trash makes you feel all warm and safe? And Forky's like, yeah, I love trash. He says, well, Forky, that's what you are to Bonnie. You keep her warm and make her feel safe. She feels warm when she's with you. And this makes Forky realize, oh my God, she must be feeling awful without me. And now Forky is all about like, I'm not trash. I'm Bonnie's trash. And he wants to get back to Bonnie to be with her and make her feel good. So Woody and Forky walk through the town that the RV camp is in. They finally make it. They walk by an antique store and Woody sees Bo's old nightlight that she was a part of in the window. So he's like, but Bo and the sheep are missing. So Woody's like, oh, maybe she's in here. So they go searching inside this antique store. They end up meeting Gabby, played by Christina Hendricks, who is like she's one of those old dolls that have the eyes that kind of roll up, like based on gravity, so it looks like her eyes will be open or closed, and she has like a pull string in back. She's like a tea time toy. She has a broken voice box and is stuck in this antique store. She doesn't have any kid to play with her. And she takes an interest in Woody's voice box because Woody has a working one made from the same parts as Gabby's. Woody and Forky are able to escape from Gabby and her goons. She has some goons who are like ventriloquist dummies. So they're able to escape the dummies. Sorry, Woody's able to escape the dummies and escape the antique store, but Forky is unable to. Woody actually catches a ride out with the antique store owner's granddaughter who sees Woody and carries him out.
And I think it's explained at this point that Gabby really likes Harmony, who is the thrift store owner's granddaughter.
She refers to her as like my Harmony.
Yeah.
We get a lot more of that later too.
Yeah.
So they, as in Woody and Harmony, the granddaughter of the antique store owner, they go to the local park and a bunch of kids show up. There's a bunch of lost toys who live at the park, like in the sand, and they get played with every day by all of these kids. They get super amped, like, how many are there? How many are there? So Woody goes and he's at the park. He kind of ditches Harmony while she's not looking. And while he's at the park getting played with by a random kid, he runs back into Bo Peep.
Wow. What are the odds?
What are the odds, right? Yeah. So while this is going on as well, all the other toys are like, oh my God, Woody and Forky, they're still not here. And Bonnie and her family, they're going to leave without them. We need to find them. Otherwise, they're going to be lost toys for good. So Buzz sets off to go and find them. At one point, Buzz and Woody were having a conversation, and Woody's explaining why he feels this compulsion to watch after Forky. And he's talking about his inner conscious. He's talking about his inner voice. And Buzz has always been a bit of a dumbass, but they kind of dumb down Buzz a bit here and make him just strictly believe that, like, his voice box, when he presses a button on his chest, like, to infinity and beyond, he thinks that's his inner voice. So his whole bit this film is hitting the inner voice buttons and then doing what it says and, like, listening to that as if it was his conscious. So he ends up going off on a mission to try and find Woody, ends up making it to the carnival that this all kind of takes place at, this carnival going on in this town, but he gets put up on a wall as a prize at a prize stand, like a water gun prize, like shoot the target type deal.
Yeah.
So Woody and Bo reunite. It turns out Bo has been living as a lost toy for the better part of a decade. She's really figured it out. She still has her sheep, Billy Goat and Gruff. She has like a little Polly Pocket who's her sidekick named Giggle McDimples. They have a RC car that's designed to look like a skunk or maybe disguised as a skunk that they use to get around, and it's like their home base. There's some Carl Weathers little action figures. Anyway, Bo really likes being a lost toy. That's kind of the gist of it because of the freedom that it allows, and she can repair herself, and she's able to help out not just the one kid that would own her, but a bunch of kids. She gets to play with a variety of kids. So they are like, Bo and Woody start making their way kind of towards the antique store because Woody's like, we got to go rescue Forky. His kid needs him. In the process, they end up running into Buzz, who escaped from the prize thing through the inadvertent help of Key and Peele, who play a bunny and they play a bunny and a ducky stuffed animals who are attached at the hand. So they're along for the ride. So it's like Woody and Bo and the sheep and Buzz and Key and Peele and the Polly Pocket.
There's Maude. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And they end up getting to the antique store to try and rescue Forky. Meanwhile, all of the other toys back at the RV are trying to stall so that they don't leave. This includes Jesse pops one of the RV tires. So they go into the antique store, Woody and Co., and they're trying to get to Forky, who Gabby is holding hostage in pretty much like a curio cabinet in the middle of the store that the ventriloquist dummies are always keeping guard at. And during this, we get a bit more exposition on who Gabby is and how much she wants to be a tea time toy, but her broken voice box makes it so that kids won't like her. Bo and Co. put together a plan to try and get to Forky, which includes recruiting Keanu Reeves, who plays like a Canadian Evel Knievel toy. What was it? Duke Kaboom?
Yes, Duke Kaboom.
They recruit Duke Kaboom into the group to like do a jump. The Duke Kaboom's whole gist is that his former kid was disappointed in how short his actual jumps were. He always just crashes. So Duke Kaboom's a toy that always crashes.
It's not as good as
jumps.
it was on the commercial. I think he says like once or twice. And his kid's name was Lejeune, I think.
Rajan.
Rajan.
It's just a commercial.
It's just a commercial. You didn't have to be so hard.
Yeah. So anyway, they end up doing their plan. It all goes to shit. They end up outside and...
It's like a James Bond movie.
Yeah, pretty much. The plan doesn't go well. They're outside of the antique store. Like, some of them lost some fluff. Billy Goat and Gruff lost a leg in the process. And Woody... Bo and Co, as in Bo and Duke Kaboom and Key and Peele, they all are like, you know what? Not our circus, not our monkeys. You know, we're gonna go back to being lost toys. And Woody's like, I gotta go back and help Forky. And Buzz is like, well, I gotta listen to my inner voice, and it keeps saying go back to base. So he goes back to the RV. So Woody is now alone at the antique store. And while Forky was captured by Gabby, she asked him for pretty much all of the tea on Woody, and Forky spilled. So Gabby comes and talks to Woody, and at first it really feels as though the scene is going to be played as Gabby manipulating Woody and using this information to get him to give over his voice box. Ultimately, it does end up being a much more what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. It ends up with him being like, hey, listen, I had some great years with Andy. I want you to have that. Or she's like, that's all I want is what you had with Andy. And he's like, give me Forky and I'll give you my voice box.
Pretty much.
They basically almost ripped it out of him the last time he was there, like a few minutes ago.
Yeah. But they're able to have like a calm civil conversation about it. And Woody's kind of realizing like, no, my only purpose right now is Forky. And I don't have any need for this voice. And like you said, like this can help her have what I had with Andy. She could potentially be, Harmony could be her Andy. So he's able to get back Forky. But while this is going on, Buzz back at the RV, the parents have fixed the RV tire.
They sure did. It took him all day.
All day?
Guy did it without a jack, apparently. He just...
Yeah, did not have a jack there at all.
There's a word we had back in my day for lifting the car up without a jack. I'm not going to say it on the podcast, but...
Don't even know what you could be referring to. Anyway... Woody hands over the voice box, gets Forky back. In the process, there's a lot of stuff going on here in terms of the play-by-play with trying to get back to Bonnie, and Bonnie had forgotten her backpack at the store.
She forgot her backpack, but didn't remember that she forgot her backpack. So Buzz is like trying to get her attention, and then literally just gets into a crevice and goes, "You forgot your backpack."
Yeah, you forgot your backpack at the store. She goes, "Oh, I forgot my backpack at the store."
He became her inner voice. Also, the toys hijacked the car.
Yeah. Well, hold on, we're not.
It feels like we're there, but we're not.
We pretty much are, yeah. Because
not the first Pixar movie where something that can't drive stole a car. By the way,
right? It's
Finding Dory.
It's the go-to. So, the toys. Yeah. So, okay. I guess I will get to that. The Buzz Lightyear and Co. Like, yeah, they straight up climb into the RV's like cabin and are like popping out from underneath the pedals and holding down the gas and redirecting the dad based on like pretending to be the GPS, pretty much to get them back to the carnival, because Woody and Buzz said we'll meet at the carousel. So Buzz and Woody are trying to get everyone there so they can reunite and Forky can be with Bonnie. in the process of all this, Gabby does get a chance with Harmony, but Harmony just straight up like throws her away immediately, is not interested at all. So, which is just heartbreaking. Like, Gabby's this antagonist for the first 2/3 of the film, and then just out of nowhere, you just can't help but feel so sorry for her.
It's like, you got what you wanted for your whole life. Her whole life, she has not been able to be a real toy. She's been basically a museum piece in this thrift store, watching all of the happy toys, even the ones in the sandbox, get to play with kids occasionally, right?
Yeah.
And you see all of that. You see how free it is to be a lost toy. She's neither. She's like this captive toy. And she finally gets the thing that she thinks is going to make her life better. And the thing that she's been dreaming about and waiting for. And the girl literally holds her for like 3 seconds and then is like, this is a stupid toy, and throws her in the trash.
Yeah. So Gabby's feeling like totally lost. Her purpose is lost. So she ends up, Woody convinces her to come along. So pretty much Bo and Woody, they all end up reuniting to like work together to get Forky back to Bonnie. And in the process, Gabby kind of joins them because Woody's like, you can be a lost toy, you know? You don't have to have what I had with Andy with Harmony. There's tons of kids out there, and one of them will be just right for you. So she's like, Gabby finally was like, you know what? I'll do it. And in the process, when they're like running through the carnival, Gabby spots a lost child who's like crying in a dark corner. So Gabby's like, you know what? No, this is my moment. So Gabby goes out and is there for the girl. She gets like a nice heartwarming ending of being there and being the girl's new friend.
Oh, the little girl finds the police, and then the police, her parents are talking to the police, and she's like, I found Gabby. And I was like, oh my God, this little girl's going to kill me.
Immediately throws Gabby away. Now I don't need her anymore.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's a blooper. Remember when Pixar used to make the bloopers?
Yeah, those were good.
Yeah.
But yeah, ultimately, Buzz, the cops get involved with the RV. It gives all of the toys enough time for all of the toys going on the RV to get onto the RV, and for Woody to like go to rejoin Buzz and everything and say bye to Bo. And they're like standing on the RV, and it's time to say goodbye. Woody's about to part from Bo, and Woody and Buzz are talking, and you know, Woody is very sad he won't see Bo again. And Woody's just saying to Buzz, like, you think initially they're talking about Bo. Woody's like, Buzz, I don't. And Buzz goes, she'll be okay. And Woody's like, huh? And Buzz clarifies, Bonnie will be okay. To give Woody the permission, like, hey, stay here. Be a lost toy. Live this life. Your time with us, it's you know, it's come to an end. We had a great run. You know, we'll always, a lot of this is unsaid. Like, they'll always be friends. They'll always have each other, but it's time for them to go their separate ways. So Woody and Buzz say bye to one another. Absolutely just emotional gut punch having them say bye, and this entire like final
to infinity
sequence
and beyond.
The final sequence of them all saying bye, and it just doesn't stop with the gut punch of it's like 3 minutes of intense emotions of them all parting and looking back wistfully at each other and everything. And that's pretty much the movie. Woody is with Bo and living the life of a lost toy, helping out other lost toys. We have a little bit of that in the credits. We also get to see the toys back living at Bonnie, and Jesse is now in that role that Woody is in like kind of being the sheriff and going to school to help out Bonnie. And Bonnie made now a new toy that is Forky, but it's a girl and it's a plastic knife. And
Trash?
Yeah, that's Crash?
No,
What?
Trash.
Oh,
is what she
Trash.
says.
Yes. Trash, how am I alive? And Forky goes, I don't know. And that's like the final line of the movie. But yeah, that's Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Lot of like little movement to the plot. Like, okay, we need to go to this place because things are happening here. Things are happening here. So even though it takes place in a small town, lot of locales.
Yeah. One thing I'm curious about with Toy Story 5, and it feels impossible to have this episode and not talk about it, Woody is featured heavily in the marketing for this movie.
Yeah. Yes.
And I think I asked you, I don't know if it was in the pre-show or if it was outside of the podcast, but does this remove some of the emotional weight from this movie?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it matters a lot on how it's handled, right? Like, I know
has
that
the potential to.
Right. It certainly has the potential to. Because if in Toy Story 5, I've only seen like one or two trailers. I've not seen a lot, so I'm not super familiar with everything we know. I just know that there's a scene of like Woody showing back up to the house and be like, "Hey, I'm back," or visiting. You know, I think that's a big thing. Is Woody just popping in, or is Woody back?
Yeah,
you know?
I'm curious is Woody, like, I think they were able to call him somehow.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I've even seen a trailer.
Yeah, like if they're able, if is Woody coming back of his own accord, of his own idea, and it just so happens to be like, oh, he happened to be visiting during the events of this. That's kind of contrived. I do like the idea of the other toys getting in touch with him somehow. Like you said, calling him, FaceTiming him. I don't know how they would explain the toys knowing Woody's phone number, unless it's something that they were able to establish through like letters or something. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of potential to undercut it though. Though, like we saw with Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily remove, at least for me, maybe you feel differently. It didn't really feel like it got rid of or undercut the emotional impact at the end of Toy Story 3. I think the only thing it really takes away is the fact that it's all tied up in a nice little bow, which is really nice. Like, it's really nice to hold on to the like media franchises that do have that solid ending. But it does feel as though it's a natural progression of the story in Toy Story 4, because we're not going back and telling another story with Andy. We're moving on from where we were at. It's like, no, we're with the new kid. It's time for some new stories with the new kid. And it's a story rooted in Woody losing something, it being his purpose, in that process of going to a new kid who might not have the same emotional attachment to Woody, or idolatry surrounding Woody. And Woody has gone from this person who has a burden that he very willfully takes on and happily carries for everyone. He loves being that leader, but he no longer has that.
Yeah.
So he's just flailing for purpose. And I just feel like that's a natural progression of things. So I'm hoping that Toy Story 5 maintains some sort of continuing the story, as opposed to just feeling ham-fisted in, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know, I was thinking about, you know, the context of, well, 4 didn't undo 3. And I was also thinking about how, you know, the emotional sequence in 1 is the scene where Buzz tries to fly, right?
Right.
And
yeah.
And that's,
I'm just a toy, right? Is that the song?
I Will Go Sailing No More.
Right.
Really sad. Randy Newman does a great job. Toy Story 2, God, if I hear if I hear the opening like few notes of that song, I'll start crying.
Yeah, that's one that's like, to me, of the echelon of like Up, the opening of Up, to where it's like that could just be a short film and I will cry.
Yeah, no, that was a tough one. Especially because I saw that when I was like 6. And then Toy Story 3, like, first, like the Suicide Pact. Oh my god.
It's not quite so much a pact as
it's like, hey, we're in this together. You know,
it's not quite suicide.
It's like, we're done. Our seasons in the sun.
It's holding your friend's hands as you're on the Titanic as it sinks.
Yeah. It's like going down with the ship, but together, right? It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But then the scene where Andy's explaining how to play with all the toys.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I was like,
Brutal.
What are you fucking doing to me, dude? I gotta work tomorrow. That's how I feel sometimes. I'm like, how am I supposed to live with this? I've seen this. Now what?
So I guess watching Toy Story 4, did watching it make you feel, did it change how you feel about the idea of Toy Story 5 or anything regarding Toy Story 5?
No, this is basically just like, we're just adding on at this point for me. Like,
Okay.
4 was like, I didn't have any expectations for 4. 4 turned out to be nice. So it's like, okay, well, this is nice. Maybe the next one will be nice.
Yeah, that's also where I'm at, where I'm like, hey, if you're going to keep making them and they're going to be good, I'll keep taking them.
Yeah. It's really going to be, when do they miss for the first time?
Yes.
Right.
Well, once they miss for the first time, well, you know what they're going to do then?
Reboot.
Reboot it all, baby.
Back
Live
to
action.
Andy. Oh, no. God. I knew we were in trouble when we got a live action Lion King.
Oh my god. And that's one of my pet peeves is when they were calling it live action Lion King. It's like, bitch, no, it's all fucking CGI.
Yeah.
What in this is live action?
They're not using real lions.
Right? It's not like you're filming a lion and then
There's no
animating its
people in
mouth.
it.
Yeah.
Now, did you see any of the Jungle Book movies that came out like all the same year?
Yeah, I saw the first one that came out. I think it was Jon Favreau's.
I don't remember which one was the Disney one and which one was the not Disney one. But they basically were the same movie, and I'm like, I get it's the same story, but like y'all couldn't like consult each other, so we'd at least have 2 different movies. There's a term for this. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah, no, I think we've talked about it. I think they're called like sister or twin films.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Oh wait, no.
Twinning.
Films about twin sisters. That's not what I'm looking for.
No,
yeah,
I
it's like Armageddon and Deep Impact, or Friends with Benefits, and what's the other one?
No strings attached. We've
Yeah.
had that exact conversation before, where you asked me what the other one was, and I said no strings attached.
Yeah. No, the Jungle Book, it was the Jungle Book directed by Jon Favreau, and then it was Mowgli directed by Andy Serkis, and Mowgli came out like a year or 2 after.
Yeah, Mowgli's the one that had like the big syndication deal, and was on TV a lot.
Mm.
And so that's the one that I saw bits and pieces of.
Gotcha. See,
that
I had only seen the other one, which I did like. I did like the 2016 Jungle Book.
Is that the one? Which is the one that has Idris Elba?
The 2016 one.
Maybe that's the one that I saw.
He's
no,
Shere
oh no.
Khan.
I like the one that has Benedict Cumberbatch as Shere Khan.
Okay, yeah, that's the other one. That has like Christian Bale as Bagheera, I want to say.
Oh, that's uncomfortable. I don't know that I like that anymore. God, it's so funny. Like, oh, we're just gonna put, we're just gonna put Batman in there, and it's like, oh, what are you doing? That's
Yeah, he played Bagheera. Andy Serkis himself was Baloo. It seems like the other one was much more star-studded, but the Andy Serkis one did have some stars. But anyway,
Toy Story 5.
Yeah, Toy Story and Toy Story 5. So,
good.
No, go ahead.
You know, I had been reading a lot about Mad Men lately because that was a show that I watched when it was on, and I had stopped while it was on because I had just... It was one of those things where you didn't keep up with it week to week, and then back then it was harder because everything wasn't streaming, and Mad Men wasn't really streaming, and I didn't have it on the DVR, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to get caught up, and sailing the high seas really wasn't an option for me, so I was like, okay, we're just gonna... I just fell off, right? And so I've been interested in getting back into it, but I never did. And so part of that led me down a rabbit hole of reading a lot of interviews with Christina Hendricks, who I believe to be one of the most attractive women I've ever seen on a screen before.
Congrats.
Yeah. But one of the things, and I say that reluctantly, because one of the things that she always said was, I worked my ass off on Mad Men for 7 years or 8 years, and the only thing that anyone ever talks about is my body.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I sort of bring up why I remember her so vividly and why I took initial interest in her sort of reluctantly. But I feel like she was really good in this as a voice. And she has done another show where she did like 4 seasons of another show where it's like a bunch of like suburban moms that like start like robberies and stuff. It's like Weeds, but with like petty theft. And then she had done Mad Men, obviously, and so she's been working this whole time. And I'm like, she's a really good actor, and I never associate her as like a voice actor. But I thought she did a pretty good job. I didn't feel like this was just we got Christina Hendricks. Like, it felt like she could be the voice of a tea time doll, you know?
Yeah, I do think that she fits the role well. Do I think it's a role that only Christina Hendricks could voice? No. I think that you could have really any accomplished voice actor in the role, but no, she is good and the role works. I think
we also know that that's not how Pixar casts their movies. Like, they're not gonna have Nolan North do a part for their movie, right? You know, they're not gonna have what's that guy? He's in The Rookie now. He was in Firefly.
Oh, Nathan.
They're not gonna have Nathan Fillion.
Fillion.
They're not going to have Nathan Fillion, you know, out here doing the voice of, you know, a character. They're going to cast from Hollywood because their marketing, part of the marketing for Pixar is that the parents go see it because of who's on the bill, right?
Yeah.
So I think given the circumstances, she did really well.
Yeah. Yeah, she is good. And, man, just bringing up Mad Men, she is so good in that show.
She is.
My God. Joan is one of my favorite characters in that. That
character goes from being the queen cat of the cat house, of the hen house, to being like, I don't want to fuck with you because you'll claw my eyes out.
Yeah, she's such a great character.
In real time.
Yeah.
While being also, I think, one of the most human people on the show.
Oh, 100%. Her story is simultaneously the most believable and heartbreaking and just grounded stories for, I mean, I think the women in that show in general, they write it really grounded with, it was a battle. Anyway, let's not turn this into the Mad Men episode. I feel like we could talk
one day we'll have the Mad Men episode, but I'll tell you, my favorite Joan line is, she's talking to a bunch of young guys, and she's talking about in the context of Vietnam. She's like, you guys are going to get drafted, and you guys are going to go overseas to fight in Vietnam, and I won't care.
She's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh,
it's like a lot of people are going to be caring about, you know, you being safe, and I won't be one of them.
Speaking of Christina Hendricks, though, and her performance in this, were there any specific performances that you particularly liked in this?
You know what's so interesting? These characters have been with us for so long, but the technology has improved so much that they get, in terms of performances, they just get so much more out of the facial performances.
Yeah, you're so right
of
about
the characters. Like, there are times where they don't say anything, but they say so much, and so much more than they ever did, like in 1995. And it was a marvel what they were able to do then, but it's amazing what they do now. You know?
Yeah, now it's a DC.
When he goes and he's looking at... Yeah, now it's a DC. Shut the fuck up. When he goes and he's looking at the thrift store and he's not saying anything and it's just Forky being like, what? You know, and it's all written on Woody's face. And you don't even really get a full look. Like, it's not a whole shot. It's a brief shot of just the lamp. It's not like it's the sheep or anything, and you kind of have to remember that the lamp was in the window. There's no other callback to it, right? And so you're like, oh, the lamp. And then he's like, oh, maybe Bo's here. And you're like, oh, Bo. But that moment leading up to before he says anything, it's just his face in the glass. And it's like, yeah, this is like way better than what we had before.
Yeah. And, you know, on that note, kind of, I know that we really didn't talk too much about performances, but the visual fidelity in this is... I know that we made the joke while we were watching it about how everyone in Toy Story 1, all of the kids are all just Andy in different clothes.
Yeah.
Like, my God, it is it's remarkable how incredible this looks when you hold it up compared to the original.
Oh, yeah.
And I made the joke that, oh, you could really tell that ray tracing was becoming a thing when this was in production, because the big thing in this is the lighting. That antique store, I feel like when they're sitting around in like the writing room or the writer's room and they're talking about where, like, you know, their locales and whatnot, and someone was probably like, hey, you know, we do have that new lighting technology, so if you can work in, like, you know, some places where that would be more intense or require some or have some cool lighting, you know, that'd be a big plus. And they're like, great, we'll have it be at a carnival and an antique store with a bunch of old lamps. Like, talk about two settings that are just so perfect for flexing this entire film at how good it looks.
Yeah, because even though, like, they went to Pizza Planet and they were at a gas station, they were always in complete darkness in those locations, right? Like, they're under the car at this gas station. Or, like, they're in the truck that's all dirty and dusty and covered in trash. It's like, you're just seeing them jostle around. It was cut. Well, give it too much shit. It was a really old... It's a 31-year-old movie now. But, you know, it was kind of cut a little bit like a music video with all these quick cuts, right? So that you wouldn't really see... You would hide some of the work. And now it's like... Oh, we're just going to get long shots. Which is not something you ever notice as a kid, right? The first time somebody ever in one of my production classes said, cut like a music video, I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, you never noticed that in a music video, there's no shot that lasts more than like 2 seconds, unless it's the beginning of the video? And I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't. I mean, it's just not something you know or you think about, but yeah, like, they covered their work well. I would say, too, all those characters are distinct, right? They basically have to remake the model every time because the time gap in technology, except maybe between the first and the second one, grows so much, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can't use the Mr. Potato Head model you used in 2000, you know? in 2025, it just wouldn't work. You know? It's like... It's so technologically very, very impressive. One thing and this is really, you're digging to get to this point of criticism, but one thing that I know people complain about with modern graphics is that they don't really do, and this is true of CG and video games in particular, but do it really poorly. But it's true on CG, and there were a couple areas where it didn't do quite right. Curly hair is really difficult in the space of CG and 3D rendering. It just never looks right. It always looks like there's weird light underneath it. like it never looks quite right. And I think one of the hallmarks of like Pixar now is they're incorporating more and more curly-haired characters as like main characters. They're gonna have a lot of screen time, and that just screams technological advancement, because like even like something like James Bond, which you and I just recently played, and just you use that as an example, there was a guy that had short curly black hair, really tight curls, and it looked like he was bald, and he wasn't bald. The game wasn't trying to tell me he was bald, but the visual of him looked like he was bald, and he just had like a few hairs. So I was like, okay, I don't think this is the look they were trying to go for. But,
So,
you know.
sorry, I guess, where did you say that was present in this?
It's in there somewhere. I think it's toward the end of the movie.
Okay.
The little girl doesn't she have curly hair?
You know, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Well, I just assume every time that you ask me a question, it's because you have the movie pulled up and you're scrubbing around.
I mean, that is often the case, yeah. Yeah,
That's just not the case this specific time.
I have it up. I just wasn't actively scrubbing through.
Okay.
Yeah, her hair's, I would say, on the curlier and frizzier side, which definitely big, like you were saying, big improvements in that. Definitely can be better. And I think that we'd be remiss to point out that it's one of those things that, like many technology, there's like the built-in systemic racism of it, where it's like, for example, like color correcting on phones, like if you're white and you want to take a picture next to your friend who's black, like one of you are going to look good in the photo and the other won't, because the phone can't capture both of you, or at least until recently couldn't capture both of you and adjust everything so that you would both be exposed properly. And that's something that I'm pretty sure was like advertised in one of the more recent iPhones, was like, hey, if you're white, take a picture next to your black friends, or if you're black, take a picture next to your white friends, and it's gonna look good for the first time ever. It's just like something that technology is often.
Did you do that? Did you go take a picture with your black friends?
No, because I didn't get the phone.
For a second, that's not what I thought you were gonna say. Okay.
But it's one of those things where it's just like latent into technology development is there's that built-in racism, like systemic racism, and hair on, people who are black have like curlier, frizzier hair naturally, and that's just not something that we as a society initially focused on developing tools for in animation. And I know that there's more to it than that, than just saying like, oh, it's because society's racist that we only more recently are able to animate this. But it is certainly an underlying factor.
I mean, I'll say it. It has a role. It plays a big factor. And think about all the main characters of Pixar films and how many of them have curly hair.
Yeah. And even at that, like, think about, I think back to, like, I guess you haven't seen it, like The Incredibles. I'm trying to think about, like, the first Pixar film I saw that had a character who was a person of color that was, like, elevated to
he was
actual,
bald.
like, part of the main cast. Yeah, they made him bald. They didn't try to do hair on him.
Yeah, and his costume covers his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's I'm glad that it's getting to a better place, and part of that is being able to have minority figures in our culture be able to tell their stories and have a platform to present those stories. And so, when you only have one kind of story, you don't also have the need to make Woody have to have curly hair or dreads or an afro. Like, you don't have to design technology around this because Woody is based on a good old boy representing a white guy from the late 1800s, right? Or the mid 1800s. He is a character from the 50s based on a stereotype from the 1850s. Like, you know, and when you tell that story, that's really all you have to design for. But, and, you know, not to say that there's inherently, not to say that the creators of Toy Story are inherently racist. It's just like, you write about what you know. You write about your experience in your life. If you grow up playing with the spaceman toy and the cowboy toy, like, that's what you create, right?
Yeah.
I don't like all these big pauses you're taking. It scares me.
They're not big pauses.
They are big pauses.
No, first off, it's not even a pause if it's
You're
me
lying again.
waiting to respond.
You're giving a lot of time to respond.
Remember like 3 episodes ago
He's
when I
going to
did that
edit
twice?
out how long these pauses are.
No, I'm not. I'm going to keep them all in.
No, you're not. You're going to make it look like you're going to shrink them down, and then people are going to think I'm the crazy one.
I would never do that.
You do that all the time. You just count on me not to listen to our own show.
I would never do that.
You do that I go back and listen to things that you say when I take my headset off that make it into the show. Inexplicably, by the way.
What do you mean?
Like the time that I had to go take a phone call, and it was on the fucking, what was that one, a couple episodes ago, and you were like, talk about like rushing water and some shit. And,
yeah, I was floating on the river.
The lazy river, yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, nothing. I'm just saying you do that shit all the time. You put weird shit in. That's why I had to listen to it.
I wasn't putting weird shit in. I was just talking.
Yeah, well, that's weird shit.
So, hold on. Are you saying me not talking is weird shit?
If I say, hey, I gotta go take a call, I'll be right back, and you keep going, I think that's, you know, you're just doing content now.
We do that all the time when we're doing the commentary tracks.
No, you do that all the time.
Hey, I'm going to the bathroom. Keep it going. So I'm just keeping the train rolling.
Yeah, but I don't. You're not like CJ's not here.
The station. Choo, choo.
Is that what you do during the commentary tracks? You tell people that I've left?
No, I don't. I've never done that.
Now I don't believe you.
No, and to save you the effort of going back and listening to every single one of our commentary tracks, whenever you have said to me on the side through Discord saying, "Hey, I'm going to the bathroom, just keep it going," I have not once called you out for it on the commentary track.
Thank you. And guess what? When you have had to slip away, I have never done that to you either.
Oh, well, I know, because I listen to all of them when I edit.
And if you did, you would just edit it out.
See, it's the chef tax, you know? I'm doing the editing, so I get to put all the weird shit in.
Is there anything else you want to talk about for, what movie is this again? Toy Story?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we were talking about Toy Story. Yeah, I do have some things I want to talk about, yeah.
He just tried to gaslight me again and then begged off. Okay, go ahead.
That was not gaslighting. Anyway, gaslighting doesn't exist, CJ. You made it up.
I hate you so much.
Don Rickles.
Dead.
Let's talk about his inclusion in this role.
Do you have a problem with this?
I don't think if this movie came out today, I would probably take more issue with it. But this movie came out 2 years after he passed, so it was already in production. He didn't get a chance to record any of the voice lines. But I think that using archival recordings in a case like this, I think it's good. I think it's acceptable. It's a way to pay tribute to this character and this actor who have been with the franchise since the beginning.
Would you feel the same way, literally, if it came out today?
If Toy Story 5 has more Don Rickles archival dialogue, I will be upset about that. I will say, why didn't we just recast him?
Okay, even if it was like you described, and they only used stuff that he had previously recorded, you would still have a problem with that.
At this point, with how far removed from his passing, I feel like it's closer to gatekeeping the role from another actor who they would have to cast someone in that role, as opposed to paying tribute to Don Rickles.
I think that there's questions surrounding the use of AI, even if they're saying it's just archival when you get close to something like this. How do you feel? And I know that he signed off on this, but that's not really my question. How do you feel about James Earl Jones basically letting Disney use his voice for Vader in Infinity?
I don't like it. That is his right. That was his right as an individual to make that decision for himself and his legacy. I don't like it though. I think that it's I understand. I'm sure James Earl Jones, his sentiment behind it was like, no, this role did so much for me over the years. Not that he needed Star Wars to be a big name. He's a big name plenty without the Star Wars clout. But I'm sure that there was a lot of sentiment like, I want to give back to the fans and have, be a part of this forever.
That's it's immortality, right?
Yeah. I disagree with it in principle because I think I don't know, if it were me, I wouldn't want, if I died, I wouldn't want someone to AI videos of what Tomato Anus would make videos of. I would rather other people fill or, take what I did and make something new with it.
I just want to get a clarifying question. You don't want that.
Right. I don't want the AI. I would want people to take what I did and not to say
just
that there would be
my plans for after your death really quick.
Yeah. If you need me to sign anything, I think I might have a friend who can notarize.
It's me. I'm the friend.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No. Listen. He basically did that for he now lives forever.
Yeah.
Star Wars is never going to die. Star Wars will outlive everybody. And he gets to be credited in every Star Wars films in perpetuity. And every Star Wars film for the rest of forever Vader will sound the same.
Yeah, and I disagree with that on a human level,
I disagree with it too, but I can understand that there is a human rationale for wanting it.
I understand the rationale. I just don't agree with it. I think it's kind of selfish because it's taking away jobs from future actors. I think that it's also it takes away a lot of the human aspect of it. Not just the fact that a role is going to be voiced by someone who's not alive and the voice isn't human. Not just that, but what is art without growth and evolution, right? Star Wars it's not going to feel stagnant overall because they use an AI James Earl Jones voice in the Darth Vader movie. It's going to feel stagnant for probably many reasons, but that'll be a contributing factor. It's this inability from so many people to move on or associate roles with other people. When Chadwick Boseman passed away, right? They just completely wrote off the character of Black Panther. And I don't think they should have done that. I think that oftentimes in memorializing and etching people into stones, you lose a lot of a legacy, because I think what is a legacy if not also passing the baton? I think that plays a lot into things. And so I don't know.
Sure.
There's just a lot of things that I disagree on.
That also isn't our decision.
Of course.
The crew and the cast made that decision, from what I understand, on how they wanted to handle it. And they chose to not move somebody into that role. And from what I understand from the production of that movie, it was a very emotional time making that movie. Now, people's thoughts on the movie notwithstanding, and that certainly wasn't my favorite Marvel movie, but it was their decision to make, in the same way it was James Earl Jones's to make. In this case, I actually think I might disagree with you, because I don't know that Don Rickles got to make a decision.
Oh, did he not?
I don't know if he did. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Did Don Rickles say, "Hey, I'm going to die tomorrow. You can use my voice"? And if so, it only extended to one film, Like, I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly.
So this is from the Wikipedia page. Don Rickles intended to reprise his role as Mr. Potato Head, but died in April 2017 before any lines were recorded as the script was still being written. According to Cooley, who is this film's director, Rickles' family contacted Pixar to search ways for his inclusion in the film. Pixar reviewed 25 years of archival material that Rickles had participated in, including unused lines from the first 3 Toy Story films, video games, and other related media for the franchise, and other works, and repurposed them for use within the film.
And they found 2 lines for him.
The film, yeah, 2 lines. One 48 minutes in where he says, "Hey, watch it, buddy," and one an hour 16 minutes in where he says, "You gotta be kidding."
Yeah.
The film is dedicated to both Rickles and animator Adam Burke, who died in 2017 and 18 respectively. So like let me finish my point. Yeah, go ahead.
That set of circumstances is understanding. It's what his family wanted, whatever. But nothing in there says that man said, use my voice after I die. And I'm going to tell you something, because I've been through a lot of deaths in the family. And when people die, they don't make the decisions that you want them to make.
Right.
They hardly ever do, because they're grief-stricken. And that doesn't mean that Don Rickles wouldn't have wanted to be in the movie. But it doesn't mean that he did. And there's a big difference between, I agree to be in this movie when I'm alive, and you can use things that you had recorded for me previously and had deemed were trash after I'm gone. So that's really my main point, is that's where it feels different to me. The other people are making a choice, one that we may disagree with and don't appreciate, but they're getting to make a choice about their autonomy, right? In that case, it's not that different to me than someone choosing to get a tattoo, or someone choosing to set up biometric data on their phone, or if someone wants to, to use an extreme, get an inoculation, or to get an abortion, right? Like, you have autonomy over your body. I firmly believe that. And so you can't actually give consent over what happens after you're dead. So unless he agreed with something, which is what's happening in the case of James Earl Jones and in the case of, Chadwick Boseman, right? They wrote him off, right? Like, what are they going to do? Make CGI Boseman? But I guess that's my point. It's the difference that I draw. Even though I don't like either case, the Don Rickles one is the one I don't like more of the two. I don't like either, but I don't like the Don Rickles one more of the two.
I see. Totally understand that. I think that, yeah, I get what you're saying, because, like, yeah, who's to say that Don Rickles wouldn't be like, no, I'm dead, let me rest. I know that I intended to be in this while I was alive, but I'm dead, let me rest. Yeah. We don't know what he would have said.
Once you're dead, there's nothing to compel anyone to do anything.
Yeah. I guess myself personally, like, going back, like, yeah, I still feel as though this is different than the whole AI aspect of it, or the other examples we talked about, like James Earl Jones and whatnot. Would I have preferred that they recast the role entirely? Yeah. But in dedicating the movie to him and it being so soon and the family, this to me, this is a lesser offense, especially since it's just the 2 lines. Yeah. If he were a huge part and like had like 20 lines that were like cobbled together from old recordings, I would probably be like, okay, we're taking this a little too far. But for the scope of it, I'm okay with being like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I think too that's partially why the whole Toy Story thing got parked on the RV. Like, that's why the whole gang got parked, basically, and why they only have 1 line apiece. Because that's, a lot of those people are not with us anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about it. Jim Varney died. I mean, Henry Blake's been doing it for a while, but, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head didn't talk in the third movie.
She had one line in this entire film.
Yeah, it's it's like it's always about the new characters, and it's a big roster now, right?
Yeah,
like they're gonna bring back all the characters from 4, basically everybody except for like the villains from 3 and 2. Like they're bringing back everybody. At some point, it's just like, it's like a Marvel movie where you think all the characters are really big and important, but they're only on screen for like 3 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that we've gone on a bunch of tangents, but I feel like it was really good conversation this episode.
As opposed to normally.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Do you have any other thoughts you want to get in before we go through our usual final things?
Yeah, there was one question I really wanted to ask.
Go ahead.
Which of the toys in this movie would be the best guest to have on this podcast?
The actor or
no, the toy?
The toy.
The toy.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say it would be, I'd love to get heckled by Mr. Potato Head. I think I think everyone would enjoy that.
It would be very fun.
Why don't you just go somewhere quiet and quit bothering everybody?
It's the last episode of the podcast ever because he just eviscerates us too much.
Yeah. I think that man, who would be a great toy to have? I think Ham would be fun.
Yeah, he's my answer.
He has that Cliff Clavin vibe to him.
Yeah, he just feels like he can keep a conversation going. He likes to chat. He's funny. He's pretty smart of all of the toys. I mean, through the whole series, he's the one that knows the most about the human world.
Yeah.
So maybe he would I don't know. Maybe we're like, yo, Ham, you want to be on? He's like, great, I'm picking Casablanca.
What a weird choice. Do you think Casablanca will ever make it onto the podcast?
I don't know. I can't say. Maybe next time on.
Maybe.
All right. I don't think I have too many other things. Why don't we, let's start hopping to those usual questions we've been doing.
All right. Go ahead.
So first up, of course, this was part 2 in our duology on women with martial skills with Miss Congeniality. Ooh. So the question, of course, is who did women with martial skills better?
Gotta tell you, I think this is a big W for Miss Congeniality here.
I think I agree. In my mind, when I connected Congeniality to this, I had remembered Bo doing a lot more fighting.
She does a little bit. Enough for the trailer.
Yeah. She certainly is acrobatic and smart and clever and has a lot of physicality to her, though not too much actual fighting. We don't get to see her bust out some crane or not some jujitsu with her frickin' stick, her shepherd staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, easy dub for Miss Congeniality this week.
Easy W. One more win for Congeniality as it goes out the door.
Yeah. All right. Well, how about this? What genre are we going to qualify this as?
Okay. Did we decide that animation is a genre that has
animation is something that we note. We noted it with Shrek, though we didn't let animation distract from the other genres that it was. So for all of our films that we've been labeling, we've limited it to 2 genres, save for Shrek, because the fact that it's animation kind of precludes the genres that it is.
Okay, so let's go ahead. This has to be animation. Sure. It has to.
And we can pick up the 2 others.
Well, I think it's comedy.
See, I feel like I might put adventure over comedy.
I think it's an adventure comedy.
Okay.
I was going to say adventure next, but I wanted to get the comedy in there.
Yeah, so I guess I was thinking about this while we were watching it. Would I put adventure over comedy for this? Because, there are funny moments in this, but this doesn't strike me as the type of movie that's trying to score constantly or score in a way that a comedy typically does. It has comedy in there for the kids.
And that's because it's a kid's film.
So I guess would maybe putting down family film.
A family adventure. Have we any other family films, or are we just going to burn somebody's ballot?
Well, I don't think it's a matter of burning someone's ballot. I guess going back to our prediction sheet, we have genres for action/adventure, animation, comedy, drama, historical, horror, mystery, romance, satire, sci-fi, thriller, western. There is something for other as well.
Okay. So would this be a win for other?
I guess that's if we wanted to put down family.
If it's not a comedy adventure, it's a family adventure.
Okay.
Can we see what the Wikipedia says?
Yeah, so Wikipedia says that this is a animated adventure comedy - drama.
Yeah, heavy on the drama for sure.
Letterboxd qualifies this adventure animation comedy family. And I believe that's in alphabetical.
I feel like we're both in the same page on adventure.
Yeah.
So we're really talking about, is it family or is it comedy? And if it's family, when we tally it up at the end of the year, are we counting family as other? Because we didn't list it.
I feel like that last one is what makes most sense to me, because like we had other on there for a reason, to potentially make guesses that aren't listed. And I don't know, I feel like family might be most fitting for this.
Okay.
I guess would family actually go above adventure though? Is this a family? Is this an adventure? Is this a family film that's an adventure, or is this an adventure film that's also a family film?
I think English-wise, it's an animation adventure family film. I think that's the way you organize those words linguistically.
Adventure family. So to me, though, that means that family is more core to it than adventure.
Well, you can take that however you want it to be. I think that there's a certain order that words have to go in.
Right. Because, well, that's there is, but that's often drawn from like purple tall English
tall
giraffe, right? You don't say like an English tall or purple tall giraffe or English.
You can't even say it wrong.
Exactly. It's hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, for our listing, CJ, I'm going to give you the final say. Okay. Animation at the top.
Okay.
Is family in the second slot or is adventure in the second slot?
I'm going to say family's in the second slot, but I want to be clear that next year when we make the ballot, family should have its own category now.
Okay. Family should have its own category.
It should be able... for the rest of this year, it can still count as other, but because we've thought of a new genre...
All right.
I think
I'm with you.
You're right.
All right. Next up. Could CJ have done it?
All right. Am I Woody?
Yeah. Of course you're Woody.
I feel like this is an easy dub as Woody. I have to prevent a fork from throwing itself out. There's lots of walking. And then I get back surgery, which I gotta be honest, I've already been through it.
That's right.
So I actually have the scars to prove it. This is an easy dub for your boy CJ.
Wow.
Slam dunk.
Easy dub. I was going to say, yeah, it's easy because you're a human, so you could just like walk through and just grab things.
Let's just assume that I'm down to toy size.
Okay, so you're going to have to do a big old Duke Kaboom jump.
So for example, right? Like, when we do the miscongeniality thing, I don't imagine physically me, right? I imagine me, but I imagine it in the, like, Sandra Bullock.
In the role, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not like, a big hairy guy trying to win a beauty pageant with a bunch of beautiful young women, right?
Right.
So I'm, like, imagining in this situation, I'm not an inanimate object, but I'm toy-sized.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, CJ, I think you maybe could have done this.
All right, cool. Like when I'm Bruce Willis, I'm still a human. I just don't have shoes.
Classic bringing up the feet.
Oh my god. Fuck you, dude.
All
You're
right.
getting
Toy
killed.
Story 4. CJ, is it okie dokie?
For all the reasons we discussed and more, for the people involved, for the memories and the history and my personal relationships with it, which we talked about throughout, for its connection to me throughout my life, and for the ability to still surprise me and provide so much emotional impact, even at the age of 32, where every day kind of feels like a slog sometimes, and you don't feel like there's things left in this world that can surprise you. Toy Story 4 did. I really do think this film is okie dokie. If you were on the fence about seeing it because you didn't want it to ruin your childhood, those things can be assuaged. Those fears are assuaged. Give this film a chance. This is 2 thumbs up. Really okie dokie.
Wow, really okie dokie.
I'm not establishing a new hierarchy of okie dokie. I just wanted to emphasize my point.
You heard it here first. The first ever really okie dokie. It's a new thing on our sliding
It's 100% not a real thing.
scale. Yeah, no, I'm with you. This film's really great. I think more people need to see it. You know, it's not like this didn't do fantastic at the box office. It made over $1 billion. But I think that a lot of people did avoid it for a lot of the reasons we talked about, and I think fewer people should avoid it because it's good. It's really good. It has a lot of merit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we leave the Is This Okie Dokie podium and head on over to the rec room?
All right. Sounds good. So I found out recently that, you know how like when you're like moving out, because like I said, we've been working on this room for like a while now, right?
Yeah.
When you move out of a place, you can actually call and get someone to pick up your stuff for you, right? In some places, they actually pay you, which is cool, right? It's really cool. But they're really picky on what they'll take. And so, like, this mattress, it has a little tiny, like, $50 size stain. They wouldn't take it. This sealed pillow, they wouldn't take it because there was a hair on the outside. And nowhere takes china cabinets anymore. Nowhere.
Wow.
So all the stuff that they wouldn't take, I still had to get out of my grandparents' house because we're selling it. So it's in here for now.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Shiny.
full back up with shit. Yeah, well, it's, you know, china cabinets. Who knew that nobody wants to buy china cabinets anymore?
I never would have guessed.
Do you want
Maybe
one?
You know, I think I'm okay.
See? You're one of the majority, apparently.
It's just I don't want to have to move it, you know?
Then don't move. I just solved your whole problem.
It's not quite how it works.
Yeah, it is.
It's not quite how it works. CJ, what have you got to recommend today?
Well, I'm going to recommend first James Bond 007 First Light by Insomniac. It's a game that I played on my PS5.
By IO Interactive.
IO Interactive. The same people that made Hitman, right? Basically every Hitman game ever made. I've been playing. I just finished that. Really good. You can probably wait for this game to go on sale. I had been looking forward to this, and I had a couple free days. I had a hell week. Part of the reason that our schedule is kind of messed up is because of me. It's my fault. I had like 10 days of work in a row where I have been working super, super crazy hours, and then I'm going out of town. And so I had a couple days, and I'm like, you know what? I just want a game where I can sit on my couch and not feel like it's work. I want to be as far away from my desk as possible. And I'm going to say this in the most positive way. This game feels like you're playing a movie. The gameplay is fun. There are times when it feels a little repetitive. I think Tommy kind of alluded to the idea of like, you always feel like you have to start over from the beginning every time, or you have to like get through the restricted area every time. There is some tedium that comes with that. It can get a little loopy. And you know, the game doesn't really give you new ways of interacting with the environment until the very, very end of the game, when it gives you the ability to interact with every single thing in the environment. And you're like, why couldn't we have had this the whole game? So really, really enjoyed it. It's not too long of a time commitment, but it took me like 3 or 4 days to do it. Of playing a couple hours at night after work and for a couple hours on the weekend. Really just a fun time. It kind of gave me like Uncharted vibes. It gave me some Hitman vibes. I liked this more than I liked playing Hitman. I understand that's not going to be everybody's preference. I know a lot of people like the Hitman games. I just felt like this was a little more straightforward for me, and that made it a little more enjoyable in the long run. And then my other recommendation is going to be, let me go get the title of the book. The book is called Tomorrow Will Be Different, Love, Loss, and the Fight for Trans Equality. It is written by Sarah McBride, who is a congresswoman, and the foreword is by Joe Biden. If you are upset that I am getting a little political, I am sorry that you didn't know me like that. If you think that people's identities are political, I am also sorry for your loss.
That's what I was about to say. It doesn't sound political at all, because people's existence is not political.
Yeah, and I really do try to keep the conversations that we have here down the plate, because I think that the things that unite us as people are greater than the things that divide us, and one of the things can be film. But I do really care about the equality of everyone in our country, and this is a good book on what I feel is a field lacking a lot of not good literature, because there is a lot of written word on the subject of trans equality. There is a lot of fiction out there. There's a lot of graphic novel. There is a lot of representation. There's a lot of representation in the webcomic space. There's a lot of representation in a lot of mediums, but not in what I would say accessible nonfiction or history or prose. And Sarah McBride just recently announced her re-election campaign for Congress. I have found her to be a very well-spoken individual who has been basically her identity has been made the subject of her serving her constituents. She is 35. She is the congresswoman from Delaware. And I would say this is a really good start. If you are interested in just reading a book on what I believe is something that a lot of people don't have a good perspective for, that is a large part of something going on in our country. And this is one of those things, if you've ever heard about an issue where the other side doesn't know the other side exists, because I just said that sentence, and some of you out there said, how do you not know that there is an issue right now in this country with trans equality? And the other half of the people said there is. So it's a good first start. There is a ton of books, if you're interested, that you can read to give yourself a handle on trans rights and the history of trans and LGBTQ issues. There's great books on the history of Stonewall. There are a lot of good academic texts. There is a lot of good things, a lot of good books out there. But if you're looking for a stepping stone, a good place to get your footing and maybe, just maybe, learn more about a topic you don't know enough about, I would recommend Tomorrow Will Be Different by Sarah McBride. And those are my 2 recommendations.
Nice. Today, I only have 1 recommendation. Been playing a lot of Hades 2 lately.
Okay.
I haven't had too much time to go to the theater. Well, we have, but we went and saw like Obsession for a second time. And I'm not going to recommend it in 2 episodes back to back. Anyway, Hades 2, been playing a lot of it. I'm not done with it, so you might hear me recommend it again in a few episodes once I finally put it down. But yeah, if you're familiar with Hades 1, it's more of that, except it's deeper and there's more to it. If you've never played Hades 1, the series it's roguelike, where, it's run based. You're trying to In Hades 1, you play as a dude named Zagreus, who is the son of Hades, and you're pretty much trying to escape the underworld. You start at the bottom of the underworld in the House of Hades, and every run you're trying to make it to the surface. You go through like 3 or 4 main areas, fighting enemies, fighting bosses, building out your run with random drops and stuff like that, making decisions on how you want to play and how you want to build. And big focus on the writing and the storytelling of it all, and all of the characters very fleshed out in terms of not just how many characters there are, but the depth of dialogue that each of the characters has. So Hades 2 took all of that, built on it. It's more of that where you're constantly doing runs and leveling up your relationships with people and unlocking new things so that you go into your runs more prepared. And it just always, it's one of those games that has a really great loop to where it always feels like you're accomplishing something, be it you're hitting some key upgrades, or you're farming for specific resources, or you're advancing certain quests or storylines with certain NPCs by talking to them. It always feels like you are accomplishing a task. So it just makes it really addicting to return to, and it's just a really well-designed game. It's really fantastically voice acted. The art is really striking. Hades 1, and this is true in Hades 2, everyone in the game is so freaking hot. Like, there's not a aside from the characters who are like more cherubic in appearance because of that's like their Greek mythology root, pretty much everyone is super freaking hot in these games, which is really fun. But yeah, that's really the only recommendation I have today, Hades 2. And CJ, you recommended?
I recommended Tomorrow Will Be Different, Love, Loss, and the Fight for Trans Equality by Sarah McBride, forward by Joe Biden. And I recommended 007 First Light.
Very nice.
By IO Interactive. So, is it time to tell the people what we're going to do next time?
It is.
All right, Tommy. So the next 2 movies are my picks.
Yes.
I have decided what both movies are.
Huh.
So
did you hold on before you go any farther? I'm going to ask, did you write them down?
No.
Okay. I only ask because the last time you had 2 in a row, you said you had 2 that you were picking for specific reasons, and then when it came time to pick the second one, you couldn't remember what you originally were going to pick, so you pivoted.
All right, I'm going to send it to somebody who, and I'm just gonna, that way I'll remember. Okay. Actually, it's funny, you reminding me that reminded me what one of those movies was.
Oh, what was it?
Well, I can't tell you now, because now it's gonna be one of the movies now.
What? Wait, what? What happened to this?
That's okay. Don't worry about it. So, you can either have... The next time on The Film is Okie Dokie, we are going to be continuing our series on sequels, or the next time on The Film is Okie Dokie, we are going to be continuing our theme of revisiting CJ's childhood.
I think we gotta revisit CJ's childhood once more.
Okay. Hey, Tommy.
Yeah?
Did you know this was actually part 1 of a duology that we're doing?
Really? Wait, seriously?
Yeah, seriously. And this is part 1 of our duology on revisiting my childhood.
Really?
Yeah, because next time on The Film is Okie Dokie, we are going to be watching The Princess Diaries starring Anne Hathaway.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So tune in next time for that special episode. And then, of course, I have the one after, and then we'll find out what the other road not gone down is.
Awesome.
So,
well, I can't wait.
Yeah, me either. So, thank you to everybody for listening to The Film is Okie Dokie. If you like us, remember to rate us, review us, give us 5 stars. If you only give us 4 stars, I'm inclined to believe that you are a hater. Make sure to tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors' kids. They have small fingers. They have a hard time working the buttons. You may just need to download it for them. In fact, download it to all of your friends' devices because it really helps us out. If you'd like to join the conversation, the link to the Discord is in the description below, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. If you'd like to listen to the companion audio track, that is also in the description below. And as always, I've been CJ.
I've been Tommy.
And this has been The Film is Okie Dokie. You know what's really funny? I actually thought that I remembered what that movie was, and then I remembered that that's not what the movie was.
Oh my gosh.
So I wrote down what it is, and I sent it to somebody, and then we're good.
Okay, good. We're set.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.